Go for 2 hours after doing that.
Yeah, he got. I can only He's gonna go 6 times in the next 2 hours.
Yeah, he usually does.
Okay, bets. This is live now. 6 times in the next 2 hours. Any takers?
Three
higher or low 6 times. All right, we got at least 3 times for Tyler pissing during this podcast. Welcome to the podcast, by the way.
That's a good way to start.
Yeah, so welcome to another episode of RC Drift Talk. We have most of our guests at the moment. Tyler, had to go take care of some business, so we're taking a high-low bet on what his restroom break level is going to be.
Number of times.
I think we're at 3, so high or low for 3, chat.
Oh no.
Yeah, welcome. So this week we got a couple of the boys that me and DJ met down in Phoenix. Welcome back, Ty. So we got team. Well, I guess it's just called Stylovrall. These boys all drive at Tandem RC down in Phoenix or Mesa. Pretty sick P-tail track down there. Really big track, I would call it, and really fun place to drive. We got Dantonio, we got Tyler, and we got Kevin. Kevin, as far as I know, is kind of a big wrap up next guy. I think Dantonio might be dabbling a little bit as well. Sounds like.
I'm a big wrap up next year. Yeah, big wrap up. Yes, sir. I drove a wrap up next chassis for 2 years.
There you go. And then Tyler also dabbling with the Tech One Drift boys as well.
Yeah, we have a
Dabbling. He's got the body. He's in.
He's on there.
yeah, he's on Tech.
Yeah. So bunch of real good drivers that we drove with down there, and we'll just figure out about what they've been up to. But I think we got a couple events to get into. We do have in Oregon. We have SDC round 3.
Yep, round 3.
Yep.
This Saturday.
Weekend on Saturday. Yeah, we started a little bit late.
Yeah, I would say because I think 5. We have to do full 8 rounds here in AZ just because I think everybody. I don't think no. Some people do 6 rounds. Oh,
I think we're only doing 6.
Yeah, I think when you first established like SDC like within a region, I think you have to do a full 8 comps. So that you guys are committed.
No,
right? Because
that wasn't true for us the first year. Like we only had to do 5, I think.
Really? I think that might have been like some grandfather thing, like you guys have already been doing it for a little while. So it makes sense to just let you guys do your own thing.
I mean, what? This is only our 3rd year, right? Yeah, this is our
3rd year.
Yeah, but this is the first year for Tandem doing it, though.
Yeah, it could have been something that was influenced just this last year.
But anyhow, so we got that coming up, and then I think not too long after that, we'll have our round 2 of RCDF.
Oh, okay.
July 12th.
July 12th for that.
So round 2.
I don't think we have any car shows on the horizon at the moment.
No, it's all RC comp. So July 19th is round 4 of SDC. August 2nd is IRCDF round 3. August 8th to the 10th, drift to drift to death.
Drift to death. We got a big 3-day event coming up. August 8th to the 10th. It's going to be sick. We got a lot of sponsors on board. We got a lot of people. I've heard a lot of the names that are coming out from SoCal and other places. So should be a real good time. And then, after that was more SDCs and off you go until finals. And
the schedule is basically every other week is something, or like back-to-back weeks. It's something. It's crazy.
Yeah, we have a lot of comps every other weekend just because we got such a late start because we didn't know we had the spot that we do. So anyhow, on to this week's episode. We got these boys here. I want to kind of basically walk through the beginning of RC drifting for you guys and how you guys started the team, I want to get into a little bit of your history with Tandem RC because that's a pretty special place for myself.
Yeah,
and we'll go on from there. So, I think I have a pretty good idea of who this person is, but which one of you guys has been doing the RC drift stuff the longest? Tyler. Oh shit. All right, Tyler.
Yeah. All right, so
how long have you been doing it?
Okay, so I've been doing it I started out in 2021. So I started out in actually Skyhunter. So when I lived out in SoCal.
Oh, sick. I have a Skyhunter shirt on me right now. Not wearing it, but I have one.
That's crazy. Yeah, so I started out in Skyhunter. So I was actually traveling. So where I'm from, my hometown is Ventura, California. So I started out there, and then I was traveling like 2 hours. That was the closest track. I mean, Super G was, but I didn't want to hit the 101 traffic and stuff like that. I just didn't want to do that because it's a different freeway to get there. Long story short, I was going out there. I was taking care of I don't want to get too deep, but yeah, I was taking care of my father out in Lancaster because he had cancer at the time. So I was doing that. And I was like, dude, I need some free time for myself. So I was like, damn. So I looked up on Facebook Marketplace, and actually my first car ever, it's kind of crazy. My first car was a GOM. I had no idea what it was. No clue what a GOM was. I was like, all right, cool.
That's a crazy first car. How did you end up with that?
Dude, it was not one the Anti-Plus, it was just a regular one. So I got a GOM, started there.
But how did you end up buying a GOM as your first car? Was it just like
so there was a
guy
guy there was just a guy in my hometown in Ventura. He was going to Super G2. I had no idea. I just looked up RC Drift on Facebook Marketplace. That was like the only thing I knew. I was like, RC Drift, cool. I want to get into this. So then I looked it up, found this car. I had no idea what it was. I was like, cool, I'll send you the money. Sent him the money for it. I was like, oh crap, I had a GOM. Went to Skyhunter when I was like traveling from Ventura to my dad's. My dad lived in Lancaster. Went there, brought it into Skyhunter, and they're like, bro, you have a GOM. And I'm like, cool. Is that good?
Oh my gosh.
I was like, is that good? And they're just like, yeah, that's like, dude, that's
it's a lot.
It's
a lot better than what most people bring their new car to a shop, right?
That's what I'm saying. And it was crazy enough because I was going there the exact time, shouting him out, is Vit. Vit he was driving a K truck. You remember Vit, Vittorio?
Vittorio?
Yeah. Yeah, he was driving a K truck at the time. And he didn't really have a drift car. He didn't have a drift car at all. And me and him were kind of on the same boat. And then he ended up getting, I believe, like an SX3 or something like that. And we kind of started at the same time. I was doing that, going back and forth, traveling and whatnot. And then I kind of got out of it for like 6-7 months, just because, my dad and stuff. And so then I actually moved out to Arizona here, and I was in Mesa, which was pretty dang close to Tandem. And I had all my stuff, but I had got rid of my cars at the time. So I only had like a controller, batteries, MISC stuff. So I was just like, all right, cool. I'll see what's out there. So then one of our guys, Giovanni, he had a car. He was like, yeah, I'll give this to you, bro. And I was like, all right, cool. So I bought it off him, and then kind of just like the rest was history. And then I've just been starting there. So I guess, yeah, kind of off and on for 4 years, I guess I'd say. And then
what year was that when you went back to Tandem?
2022. Yeah, 2022 is when I went back there, and then that's when I met this guy.
That's when I started.
Yeah, I started out, and then I got the RMX, and I kind of just I went backwards a little bit just so I can get more knowledgeable with it.
It's kind of funny timing because it must be. I would have gone to. I went to Tandem like last summer. So I know I saw you guys there, but obviously, it is what it is. We don't meet up, but it's kind of funny because in my head it's like, oh, these guys been doing this shit for fucking 10 years. Dude. They're fucking war dogs. They're going hard at it. But it's kind of curious to know that it's just like not that long ago that was started.
Yeah, I feel like it's just kind of like flown since I've been in here, like doing the drift stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like everything is just kind of like progressing, like everything.
It's so fast.
You have so much more other things going on in life that you're not paying.
Yeah, you're not paying attention.
How long RC? You really pay attention to how long you've been driving RC, and you're like, damn, all right.
Yeah, it's like
a couple of years.
Yeah. So it's been a progress for sure.
So you had the GOM, and then what'd you say your second car was?
Okay, so here, let's get into this. So I had a GOM. People are gonna shit on me for this one, but okay. So I had a GOM, and I was like, dude, this GOM is like driving like actual crap. I hate this thing.
Yeah.
So then I was like, So I sold it, and I was like, I don't want this thing. So yeah, cap on me for this, guys. I got a D5. I got a Sakura D5. And then I was like, oh, dude, this thing is the coolest thing. This thing is like literally the best thing I've ever had, dude. And then that's when I went to like Super G and GGT, and I'm like, dude, this thing is actually boogieing. I actually do dig this thing. This thing is actually not that bad. And then, yeah, it's kind of just that's when I kind of got out of it after the D5. I kind of just like got rid of everything, and I was like, I need to like concentrate on family. And then I went back and I went to, I moved to Arizona. I got the RMX. And then started out with the RMX, and then that kind of like opened my eyes for a little bit of different things.
Were you? Because I follow the Phoenix scene a bit, and I've seen you doing pretty well in some of the comps out there, and I've seen you traveling and stuff to Vegas and stuff. So were you like always attracted to the competitive side, or was that just kind of a side effect, or?
I feel like I, in my opinion, this is my personal opinion, I feel like I was progressing sort of quick, a little bit, and I kind of knew the ins and outs with like, Tech 1 a little bit, because I actually started out with like Jason and Alfredo, and then that's when I started out there, and I was like, dang, these guys are competitive, like this is actually like kind of serious a little bit, So I was like, I might try it out a little bit. So then, we had my first season out there. I was like, I'm just gonna try it out, and I was out at Bowman. Didn't a podium, didn't qualify, I qualified, but I didn't get like TQ, didn't podium once my first season. I'm like, what, this is like something I kind of want to work towards. And so then, ever since then, I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna like start working and like.
So it was the competitive aspects that you were attracted to a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a competitive person. I come from a sports background, so I was like, this is totally different, and I kind of want to try this out. I didn't do any other RC like besides this. So I was like,
so were you did no RC outside of drifting at all?
Okay, so I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to ramble off, but so my dad, going back to my dad, he my first ever car. This was like when I was 11 years old. I got a HPI Sprint 2.
There you go.
So it was an all-wheel drive, and I remember like I was like, Dad, I can never get these rims on, dude. Or these tires on. I can't get these tires on the rim. Like, how the hell am I supposed to get
T-drifts
tires on, dude? Like they're like literally rock hard. And so I just remember him in the in the kitchen, really putting him in boiling hot water and then taking him off and trying to put him on the rim. And so then I did that like all-wheel drive, but that was when I was like 10 or 11. I didn't really care. I was just doing it in parking lots. But you're the reason you wanted to do RC cars is because you're into drifting, not the other way around. Yeah.
Okay.
So
what
got you into drifting specifically at first?
I mean, I've always been into cars. My brother, I grew up with my brother. He's been into Scion XBs his whole life. So I was always like growing up like 12, 13, going with him to car shows and stuff. And I'm like, oh, dude, drifting's kind of cool. I know it wasn't, it was a front-wheel drive car, but I saw, we would go to events and they had drifting, and I'm like, oh, pretty sick.
Yeah.
So kind of just went from there on, and then, that's how I got into, the personality of our cars. Everybody has their own personality.
Yeah. All right, so we'll move on to Kevin, just because of making sure that we have the time with the boy, because he's a busy guy. I've heard now.
Yes, sir. Just gotta hop off. Yeah.
Bro. He's doing what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Working on
What's your story, Kevin? How'd you get into it? How long have you been doing it?
This guy's got it. 100%. Long story.
I've been in RC for a long time, like 2004, 2005.
Yeah,
back when electric cars sucked.
Were you doing like off-road stuff?
Yeah, so I had like a speedrun car. I had a Nitro Fortec. Some people may know what that is. That old like gas powered 4-wheel drive.
Are you from Phoenix originally?
No. So I was born and raised in North Carolina and around North Carolina. I moved to Phoenix back in 2016. When I got out of the Air Force, because I decided we're gonna live here. So I got tired of moving. So now we're here. So I've been into RC for a long time. But I was doing stuff. I kind of like in and out, like everybody does, I guess. But I kind of got back into it here, like in 2017, with some like a little bit of off-road racing, like a hobby action. And then like off-roaders. So I had an X Max and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge off-road racing scene in Phoenix, right?
Yeah, I mean, hobby action is huge. And then I started dabbling with some speedrun stuff. So I had an Arma Limitless with a huge motor in it, and then I actually got a X Max that I built to do speed runs. So it had like foams on it. It was slammed. A huge, gigantic motor like the size of a can in it. Yeah, I don't know, got the thing up to like 100 miles an hour. If you've ever seen, if you can imagine an X Max going 100 miles an hour.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, but then so that was like 2018, 2019, 2020, that kind of time frame, right? The world shut down, so I was just outside messing around with stuff. And my wife got me for Christmas, like in 21, at the end of 21, she got me a SCX 24, just to like crawl around in the house and play with. And I happened to see, I was like looking for indoor places to go because obviously Phoenix, right? It's 1,000,000 degrees in the summer. And I saw Tandem at the time had an indoor 24 scale track. So I went just to drive it there. And as soon as I walked in, I saw the drift track. And I had seen RC drifting, but I was like, I'm going to kind of stay away from it because it's expensive. I'm into cars. Like I know how expensive things can get and how quickly you can just like dive into it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to stay away from that for a little bit. But I went in to do the crawling and I looked at it and I was like, nope, give me the rental, let me drive. Just all downhill from there. So that was 22, like summer 22. And I met Ty, I think like the second time that I went there after I picked up my an RMX.
Do you remember what the rental? Do you remember what the rental car was?
I'm never gonna forget the time when I met you.
RMX.
Kevin. The first time I met you, Kevin, was the funniest time ever because I remember you were driving. You were there, and I was like driving, and I wasn't really cool with like Austin, Pokey Panda, and Kalai, Tsunami, whatever that guy. I wasn't cool with them.
Yeah, and just met them.
And then Kevin comes up to me and he was like, "Hey, yo, they seem like they have like their own little clip going, and you were keeping up with them." He's like, "What's up with your RMX?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, let's go, Kevin, let's go."
Yeah, dude, it took me a while to get the hang of it. I mean, I don't get to drive a lot.
You
Like
picked it up pretty dang quick.
You picked it up pretty
One
fast.
foot.
You
Dude, no,
bought
hold up.
in, and then
I was driving for like 6 or 7 months, and I was like garbage, right? And then I'm fortunate that I'm married to a Japanese woman, so we went to stay with her family for a couple of months, and I just drove like every weekend that we were there with Japanese dudes.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And that was like leveled up right there.
Yeah, you came back. You came back
and
goated.
you were like,
You came back goated, bro. And I was like,
Yeah.
Homeboy went to fucking drift boot camp, dude.
When I came back from that, I was like, cool.
Exactly what he did.
But one of the dudes that I drove with there was he was a deaf dude. And so his car, that's what got me into weight shift actually, because driving with him, his car was like cut chassis, like as floppy as it could possibly be. So because he can't hear the motor, right? He can't hear the motor and stuff. So he can see the car moving.
Oh shit.
And that dude would just door me to death. Like you can't get away from it. But driving with him, like he helped me set up the RMX. I took the RMX with me to Japan, right? RMX 2.5, and I had it all decked out with everything that you could do to it. And he helped me like mess with it, put a high battery tray, and like change the roll center and everything to get it to shift more. And that got me stuck in the weight shift. So that's why
you're probably
like
already doing weight shift shit way before it ever kind of showed up out here, because
in 22.
we
Yeah.
had like a big fad last year of weight shift.
I'm telling you right now, sorry to
it's
cut
so
off.
weird.
Kevin is the reason why like weight shift pioneered because
Back
of Kevin.
That's
That's why-
in the United States.
Yeah, like well in specifically really in like Phoenix area, like
Yeah.
nobody did like weight shift until Kevin got the Travis.
The Travis.
And then I got me and him got the Travis literally the exact same time, and then we kind of were just like, dude, these things are actually like gas, bro. These things are actually pretty good.
I'll interrupt in the middle. Kevin posted a picture of his RMX in the middle of him being in Japan. I immediately went to go look at what the fuck was going on with his RMX, because my RMX was set up like normal with the
Way different. Yeah.
in the MR setup, and I immediately looked up on YouTube everything that I could and searched everything that I could about weight shift, and like obviously coming from real cars and stuff like that, wanting to learn real cars and stuff, I had saw how cars would move around. In the RC, like getting into RC, it didn't like translate really the same. And then like the weight shift stuff really caught me because it translated to like the way that our real cars move and stuff. So I was like, okay, immediately just went on the friggin' bender of like figuring out what weight shift was and putting everything together. And I think we literally like me, him, and Kevin had like weight shift RMXs all at like around the same time.
100%. Like I got like,
we both made our RMXs weight shift, and then like the Travis came out, we didn't know what it was. Kevin got one out of nowhere, and then we just like immediately hopped on the back.
Bro, that's because I was in Japan.
RMXs and built everything into the Travis.
Yeah, we stopped the RMX, went straight to the Travis, and then it kind of went from there. And then Kevin got the KCR, which literally opened a whole new Pandora's box full of fucking.
If I get too far.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Crazy. Kevin wants to continue about it.
Yeah.
That shit was,
No, you're good.
That was a real beginning to all of us like really learning like deep diving into chassis tubing and stuff like that.
Yeah, like, that was pretty much like the origin of the three of us getting together.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's how we all met. Was just like wrap up next.
Yeah.
And it just brought us all together.
Weight shift boys. This is what it
from my perspective, and again, it's kind of weird, but like I was when I was there in 2024, I was being pretty quiet. I was just kind of looking around, watching people, and I was watching Kevin, and I could see Kevin just like, he definitely seemed like the guy that was on top of like all the weight shift strategies and everything. Like he'd be talking to you guys about how these things you can do to make your chassis rotate a little bit more. And I was like, that guy knows what he's talking about for sure.
No, 100%. He was the master. He was the mastermind. Honestly, he was ahead of time before everybody got on it for sure.
I'm still learning, man.
We're also
all right. So that kind of takes us up to current times, and let's get on to Dantonio, man. Like, what's your story, dude?
So my story, it's I guess it's a little unorthodox. So as a little kid, I started like playing video games, and I immediately got into it. The first thing I got into was car video games because.
So wait, I'll take
I was
one quick
immediately
break.
like hooked on car video games because I was a big guy in like Hot Wheels when I was little.
Yeah.
So
Micro Machines.
Yeah, my dad bought me a little steering wheel. I was steering wheeling at like 6 years old and stuff. So that's what started my love for drifting. The game that I actually played when I first got an Xbox was Pro Street.
Okay,
And
really? Need for Speed.
That
it was my first. That was my first ever intro to drifting.
Need for Speed 1 and 2. Well, 2 really had the better. I think that got a lot of people into drifting, but Pro Street had a really good drifting kind of mini game.
The thing is, the vibe of the game, brought me into the car scene. The vibe of the game really made me want to have something that was like.
Yeah.
So, are you a Forza Horizon boy then?
No. I'm not a Forza Horizon guy.
That's okay.
I'm gonna set up.
There you go. Accepted.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big guy. So that like from that we'll bridge forward, and I already had my love for cars throughout that whole time and stuff like that, and drifting in general like was my big focus of like everything throughout like my teen years and stuff like that. And when I turned like 14, I got a G920 and I started sim drifting on Forza 7. And that was like my big thing. I would only sim drift on Forza 7 and stuff like that. I'd get better and stuff like that. I was on a team for a little bit. And I eventually I broke that 920. Eventually was too young and didn't have money to, buy a new setup and stuff like that. So I got out of it. In between that, I had buddies that got into the RC drift community, and they were one of my good friends, Josh. He had a RC drift car that he had like fully decked out, and it was an RMX 2.0, and he like got all of the like upgrades and stuff like that. I had no idea what I was looking at the time, so I was just like driving it, and he was like, we were at his shop because he had started wrapping cars, and he was like, yeah, you can drive it around, and we had like a little like a meet, so there was RC drifting in the shop and then the car meet outside. So that's really what brought, like, from my core memories, driving that car brought me into RC drifting, and then like every so often they would be like, hey, we're going out to Tandem, because at the time let me jump back a little bit. The guy Josh that I know, he went to high school with the guy that owned Tandem, and they all knew each other, and they got on the team together, and they were driving together. And I eventually, Shane.
Oh,
Shane knew Josh got high school together and stuff.
Oh
And,
shit, that's actually kind of
I
wild.
ended up hanging out with Josh a lot because of me and my friend Desmond hung out with him, and we got into RC. He got into RC drifting. I watched him get into RC drifting. He let me drive his car here and there, and I like kind of got interested in it, but I didn't have the funds to do that stuff at the time, so it just wasn't feasible. So I was just like, all right, like it's cool. I'll do it when I'm with them, and it was just like a niche little hobby that I knew about.
Mm-hmm.
And fast forward like maybe a year and a half down the road, I go and see my friend Desmond, and he had previously built a little car with like upgraded electronics, a 3PV, and like some little stuff. And we were like looking at it, and I was like, hey dude, like, what do you want for this? And he was like, I'll give it to you.
No. No.
I was like, are you serious, dude? Like this isn't just something you just give away to somebody. And he gave it to me. I immediately took it apart. I mean, I took it apart, figured out what everything was, and tried to understand it. And then, maybe a month after, I went to my first drive day, and it was a competition at Tandem. And I was like, yeah, the first day was a comp day.
Hey, that's crazy.
Yeah, my first day ever.
Crazy.
I went into Tandem. I was like,
we're
hey,
Ty and Kevin already there.
Huh? What's up?
Were Ty and Kevin already there, or
No, not at the time. They weren't there. This was okay. So this was like in 2021, right between that time before Tyler came around.
Okay.
And I just showed up because I had got the car.
You showed up on comp day?
Yeah, I showed up on comp day. Yeah, my friend was like, he gave it to me, and I went immediately to the stance scene and was like, what can I get for this car that would make it look cool? And then I went to the track and immediately just like on the comp day didn't know how to drive.
Bend it. Yeah.
I went against my really good
on.
buddy John.
Well, you went.
Really, like to this day, like that will be.
I was like, what the fuck?
Bro, I did not know. I didn't know you were comped, bro.
Yes, I comped the first day.
I did not know you were comped, bro.
Wow. So what you're really saying is that no one has an excuse, right? Everyone should go comp.
Yeah, for real.
I hopped into it. I went there the first day, and I was like, you know what? They're doing a comp day. Whatever. I'm here, and I came, and I drove, 45 minutes to be here, and I'm gonna fucking stay here and drive. Like, I just was like, all right, I'm gonna drive. So I
first battle go,
and then I obviously didn't drive good. I was fucking counter steering through the whole corner, and freaking spinning out and stuff like that. But it's definitely like a core memory for me because
that's sick.
A lot of good people that they didn't know me. They freaking immediately were like, hey dude, like you're in the comp, like what? That's cool. Like the fucking time to be here and you just wanted a comp.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
And I was like, whatever. So I comped and got it done. And I mean, it's kind of been history since then. Like I just was like immediately hooked. I was sitting at the time and I had like a full setup, a full nice PC and everything. And those both were what I was doing at the time. And I immediately was like, all right, I'm just going to do RC full time, and eventually just got rid of my sim.
No.
And
crazy.
I got rid of my sim and was like, all right.
I would never do that.
Interact with
I would never do that.
I'm going to go interact with real people. And it was, in my opinion, it was more,
No, I get that part.
Connections more connections that you get for sure. And online and stuff like that. The sim got kind of boring.
Yeah, like people, like honestly, sorry to interrupt, but like a lot of people think that like me and Tony have like met through like outside RC. Like we met and then we both got into it at the exact same time. A lot of people think that, but I was like,
We were
honestly,
not
no,
friends before this.
no, like not at all. And they're like,
See.
you guys are so alike. And I'm like,
Well,
yeah.
that-
I was like, yeah, like, I guess so. And then like when like super random, but like when March came around, I got like his birthday's on March 8th, and then my birthday's on March 9th. And I'm just like, dude, this is crazy, bro. This is
We're like,
crazy.
bro,
You guys are like-
you know, and shit.
Same yeah, dude, we're like, what the fuck is this
I mean,
shit?
that's real though, because like for myself, I moved to Oregon about 10 years ago. Didn't really, I have some friends here and there in the state that I knew from before, but didn't really make any friends, because where the fuck are you gonna make friends if you're an adult? And started RC drifting, and here we are. Now I'm like, I got dudes that I go on like almost every single vacation with. We're renting Airbnbs together, right? So
Yeah, that's
it's pretty cool.
Well, dude, yeah, we say that. I mean, we've said that plenty of times, right? Like, it's not even about RC drifting anymore. We just go there because we get to hang out with the bros.
Yes.
yeah. Like I get more
Exactly.
pleasure hanging out with like my buddies. Honestly, like I love RC drifting, of course, but like it's nice to see like the homies and stuff. It's like that's like the biggest thing for me.
At the
It's like,
beginning, we didn't know that it would be so much about seeing our friends.
yeah,
You
for
know?
sure. For
At the
sure,
beginning, you
100%.
don't know that it's so much about being like with your friends that you have and actually
Well,
have
that's
fun.
that's what's kind of funny about it, because if you travel somewhere by yourself, say, and go to a new track, it's always kind of awkward. You're like walking around on eggshells. You're like, I don't know who these guys are. They don't know me. But then you realize, like, if you just say hello, and, what's up? I'm from here. Everyone's gonna be like, accept you as just one of the bros immediately. That's how every track works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
That's literally how
It's already a niche hobby as it is, so it's like
Yeah.
might as well like keep it going for sure.
everybody
That's-
should be bros, bro. Like
Absolutely.
everybody should be bros.
yeah, honestly, like you just described like year one of STC for like most people, right?
Yeah.
Literally
Yeah.
just like go and say hi.
SCP is you immediately you figure out who you like click with, and then you figure out who you want to be around, and then majority of it is everybody, because everybody's a fucking chill ass dude. So
Yeah.
100%.
it's cool.
So we end up, we're all at Tandem. It sounds
We
like you
ended-
guys
we're
all
all
started
at
at Tandem.
Yeah,
Or got to Tandem.
Yeah, we all were kind of in the RMX scene, and then we all like found each other. It was honestly because we kind of all had RMXs.
Yeah, that was like the biggest thing.
That was the biggest thing. Like,
RMXs were
we
the-
had
DJ,
RMXs.
you always
I-
fit right in.
I
If
think
DJ
I'd fit in so well right now.
like
If
that's how
DJ grew up in Phoenix, he'd be on Stylovrall easily.
We had RMXs, and then all of a sudden, like me and Tony just start fucking like we like I don't even honestly I could not give you like a definitive time of like when me and Tony and like Kevin all became like one. It just like happened.
It just happened.
And then like I just remember like we were hanging out so much and drifting with just each other. Like me and Tony were like, damn, we're basically at the exact same level. We both are. We're like identical almost, and we're driving the same. Same with Kevin. We're all just like the same. And then with Tony, we were just like, yo, we should make a team. Like how would we like, how would we do that? And then we're gonna forget the reason why it's called Stylovrall is because this fucker over here was just like, yeah, he kept putting it. So he did simming. Not gonna lie, this fool's good at simming. And every fucking post that he put in his sim, like on his Instagram post, he would always, if you ever go back into his feed, it always said Stylovrall, but he spelt it different.
Yeah, it was like literally style overall.
Yeah, and
like,
so-
Yeah, that's always tricky for me when I'm trying to look you guys up. I'm like, how the
yeah,
fuck
bro,
do they spell
it's,
this?
it's definitely like a tricky one.
Yes.
I fucked up like at the beginning,
Yeah, for sure.
not building the abbreviation.
Yeah,
from
so
the
then-
get-go.
So then he had us. So then we were just like, what's the team name? Like
Yeah.
we don't have like, it was just me and Tony. We're like, what we call each other? What do we do? And I was just like, we were going through his feed, and I was just like, yo, Stylovrall, let's just keep it that way. Like it's already in your comments or in your post, so let's just keep it that way. And we're just like,
It works.
honestly, kind of a good name. Like we have a good sense. I feel like
I like it a lot. Yeah, I think it's
So
sick.
kind of went from there, and then we kind of went from that, and then Kevin, came along, and then he kind of made like the font to it, and we're just like, dude, this font is actually
Yeah,
sick. This
Yeah.
font, this
Yeah.
whole thing was kind of sick, and so we're just like, let's just keep it that way. So then it was just me, Tony and Kevin for the first three people that kind of like,
I think
made
it was
Stylovrall.
honestly us three for the first like 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, it wasn't for a long time. It was just for us three, and then you know we kind of just had that, and then you know it kind of just took off from there. And we're just like, we need to make team bodies. We need to do all because I still have
Well, yeah.
never show.
Andrew was immediate.
Yeah. We have another homie named a homie named Andrew Skidmeister
Yeah.
on Instagram, and
Yeah.
he was in kind of like with us as well, and he was just like, you know, killing it.
Immediately like picked up everything that everybody put down. Like
Yeah, for
everything that he saw on track, he fucking mimicked it.
Yeah, and we're all like,
Yeah.
just like let's just like we're all cool. We didn't even like recruit him. We just were just like,
we were just
yo, it's
like bros with him.
Here you are.
yeah, like,
You Stylovrall or what?
yeah.
And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have like a big process for it. We're just
I-
like, you know, if you're a homie, you're a homie. Get on, like you're a good driver.
This isn't a like, what can I say? Like, this isn't a corporate, like, what can I say? It's not really like saying a corporate team, but like, this isn't a corporate team. This is just bros having fun together.
Yeah.
I think you should be a part of this.
Yeah.
It's
No,
nothing more
makes-
than that.
Makes total sense.
It's nothing more than that. Little bros that get down together and they have a good time.
Yeah, and
I've
we have
had
we have a couple people now, like a good group of people now for sure. We have a guy in California now too. We have a
Oh, cool.
California driver. So
Sick.
that's another thing. I'll shout him out. Show Matt. He's watching. I know he's
Natty
watching.
boy.
I know you're watching, dude.
Shout him
yeah,
out. He's
a-
definitely watching, dude.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
a.
yeah.
He's
He
a
better
slayer.
fucking be
39.
watching.
Yeah, he's a slayer, dude. So I'm glad that he's he's always helped me out. You know, when I go out there to visit and stuff, he always takes me to Super Juice. So I'll shout
Yeah.
him out for sure. So he's a killer driver. So I'm glad that he's a part of the team. And dude, Kevin and Tony met him at overdose games when we were out there. You know, so we all clicked right off the bat. So I'm glad that he's a part of it.
Sick. I mean, I've had even though we obviously saw all the light blue bodies down there, I've had people send those to me like, oh, dude, look at this.
Really?
This is sick. Yeah.
Really?
That's crazy.
People are stoked on
I've
those.
had a couple people
Yeah,
like say that. I've had the one thing that I guess I'm sure you could say this. I'm sure Kevin can relate to this. I feel like a lot of people with the style overall bodies that we have this season,
The color.
I think it's the color. But a lot of people say that, and it goes by our name, is that we have them. I'm just saying. I'm literally just saying we have them. One of the most like best styles for our bodies choices scheme that we have.
Yeah,
So,
it's like a very street.
Yeah, very
Street style.
Like that's
Yeah.
that's exactly what we're going for. I mentioned
Yeah.
it to Kevin when we first talked about doing like a
They're
street
sick.
style look, nothing crazy at all. And so I brought that up to Kevin, and he just was like, yeah, let's just do that. Like it's super simple, but
Clean,
like
easy.
clean
Clean
style.
and
Clean,
easy.
easy.
Yeah.
So we're just like,
Yeah.
Hey, the paint was not easy.
the paint was not easy.
It's not easy.
No.
Yeah, it brings a
that's
couple
my-
questions
Different
for
coats
me.
of colors on it.
Yeah,
That
it
brings
was
a
a lot.
couple questions for me too, because it's like,
Try copying that color. You ain't gonna
I'll bring it up right now. Bring it up.
Yeah.
Like they just run
Yeah,
away.
I have the recipe for that paint job. You can't
It's like a
copy
weird
it.
he's a recipe.
Oh, dude, this is
No,
Bro,
not-
for real,
I
it's a recipe.
But it's
No,
like
for
it's
sure,
like
I
weird
bet.
as, it's like a metal. It has like 8 different fucking paints. in
Because
there.
it's literally like we started off with flat clear, and then
Yeah.
lame flake, and then what is it, anodized sky blue, and then metallic blue, and then silver, and then black.
Okay. Dang. He's
But it's not
tough
just
on
like
that,
it's not
folks.
just spray it down, right? Like the layers have to be right, otherwise you end
Yeah.
up with the wrong
because-
color.
To be fair, like there's we have 3 or 4 other people that
You
are on our
guys got the
team.
colors wrong.
They all got
Colors
the.
off.
There was 4 of us that did it, or 5 of us that
Five.
did it at the exact same
These,
time.
these two fools just got the color wrong.
Yeah, they just got like the.
No,
Bro, I
you
mean,
guys
hold on.
stopped up. It's
But Cooper's
There's
colorblind though, so you
trans
can't
blue.
really.
trans blue and then sky blue.
No, we didn't do trans blue. We did anodized sky blue.
Oh,
We did flat clear, lame flake.
It's like
Man,
you've been
it's-
told.
Metallic.
Only one person
No,
knows the
this is
correct
part
order
B.
of paint.
So many
So
colors in
good luck
there.
getting your shit matched.
There's so many
Yeah.
colors in
Oh,
there. I
shit.
can't- My bad.
There's so many colors.
They're
So
good enough.
one-
They're good enough.
one thing I'd like to cover with you guys is me personally, I'm a huge fan of Ron at Tandem.
Ron.
That guy's the man. But it sounds like you guys were maybe around Tandem before Ron took over. Is that the
Yep.
case?
Yeah, I was.
Yes.
Yeah, we were there like literally in the midst of like I was there probably as soon we all were. We're
Yep.
literally there from like the day that Ron took over, from the day that Rob and Shane, decided to like resign.
Yeah.
From,
Well, what I mean, we were
And-
all driving in there for like a year or so, maybe more
Before
Ron took over.
Yeah. And I don't want to, huge props to those earlier guys, right? But putting a place together. But for me, it's just like what Ron has now is to me, it's like the golden example of like what a drift track should be. It's a really well put together place. The track that DJ and I drove, and I would love to get your guys' feedback as locals on that, but the track that we drove when we were down there, that was the funnest drift track I've ever been on.
Are you serious?
I mean, the big Huck corner and
the big hut corner,
dude.
it was pretty intense. When
Yeah,
they had it
dude.
set up like that, it was
I
pretty-
mean, obviously, like there's better flowing setups, right?
Yeah.
But
but there's no
you know,
there's
having
no
that-
tracks that have a big huck like that.
most people aren't willing to put an obstacle like that into their tracks because
Because it interrupts flow.
Yeah, for
the talent is just lacking. But at Tandem, everybody's pretty fucking on their shit, so you can put something like that down and,
The
and
one
it's
thing,
okay.
the one thing I'll say about this is off topic besides the track, but when we try to make, I'm gonna say this, Tandem is very slept on, in my opinion. Tandem is
Yeah.
very,
100%.
very,
Yes.
very
Yes.
slept on.
Yes.
There's not a lot
For
of
sure.
people that really like. I mean, I get it. People have lives. I understand that. I completely understand that people have lives, and it's not all about RC drift. I get it. But like Tandem is a very well put together, track. The layout's great. Ron did a fantastic job of what he's done with, Tandem as it is. And when it comes so small to the logo, like it's changed out so much, and I just want to appreciate him for that because
He's got it right there. DJ's got his
it's
hand.
he's done everything he possibly can to make the community what it is now, and I cannot appreciate Ron anymore. And it's like one of the most he's progressed. Kevin
all
and
have.
we have
sure.
all
An
progressed so
exponential.
much in a very short period of time just from driving with the new detail and how big the track has expanded. And it's it's honestly I go to Super G. Super G is great. I'm to be honest, there's nothing you can compare to Super G. Super G is just Super G. Nothing you can do about it. But when it's just in the name. And when you go to Tandem, it's just holy crap, it's really not that far off. Everything, it's basically you can open up your car. It has tight corners a small track does, but then you can open the car up if you need it, and that's like a win-win situation.
Super G is never gonna have a full straightaway into a 100-degree corner on one point.
Never.
That's not gonna happen.
180.
And-
It was at least 120-degree corner.
Yeah.
And that shit to me was
120 degrees.
that's the most fun thing I could do. 'Cause you can
2020
just
2023 Super G had the at the end of the big sweeper, it was a straight 180
Oh,
into,
yeah.
So that's the only, but it's not as technical and as gnarly as what Tandem had.
the
But
Tandem one was sharp. It's very
Yeah.
sharp.
Yeah,
There's no sweet
So-
to it. It's just
But he left you some runoff, right? So even if you
Yeah.
overdo it, you got space to
Yeah.
murder
Yeah.
your car.
yeah,
His
there's
layout
the
was
grace.
really good.
That honestly, one of my favorite pictures that I have is from that corner because I threw it backwards and my bumper was dragging the wall in the opposite direction, so it looks like I'm coming out of the corner.
Other side of the wall, yeah.
Freaking love that picture.
We even
Yeah.
when we were there during the day, and we had we set up a bunch of tires in the runoff zone, and just to see how far we could explode the tires.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that. He told us to. He was like, "Do it."
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the thing though with Tandem is for us drivers, we have tuned our cars to the point where any really tight corner or the point where you have to throw more than 90 degrees back, way more than a backy, that's where we all have tuned our cars to be, and that's
No, yeah, 100%. I mean, that's
anywhere we
what
go, we're never we'll always be able to
our reflection from there was
yeah.
these boys are all they're all fast as hell. and they're not doing fast on shallow angle or anything. They're throwing it deep and hard, and the speed just rocking it out of corners is there. So
Yeah, for sure, dude.
definitely a high level.
Oh, well,
And I think for me, my experience is it's not that there's like one or two guys that are doing that at a high level. It's like there's 10 people that are fucking hauling ass. You know what I mean?
that's what I was gonna say. I'll shout out actually my favorite track layout. Tony, my favorite track layout, and you'll remember it too, was the bridge. I think Austin has a video, right? Austin posted the video of
my
like
TV was too light to drive that track.
But no,
like Austin. I think Austin has like over 1 million views on his video where he caught the train going over the bridge with like 13 cars in it, and every single one of us coming down the bridge backwards.
Everybody in the hobby has seen that video, and we all know it. Like the shot of everybody just. And the fact that you have a train that long and that close together on such an obstacle is like,
dude, that was that was a Friday night.
They got some drivers down there.
Everybody was just vibing and got in the train. That's just the way it goes sometimes.
That's sick.
And the nice part,
So,
I mean, I don't know, for me, what drew me to tandem at least was like getting into that and starting to get comfortable enough to get in the train with people. It's like I would mess up and I'd be like, oh god, I gotta pull out of the way, and everybody's like, no, just keep driving, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right. Like nobody's critical of it.
Here,
And
nobody
it's still that way.
can still keep up with the train.
That's what we preached that a lot on the podcast. It's just like, there's no like slowing down the train or getting in the way. It's like, no, you got to be part of the train.
Yeah.
We want you in.
You got to be a part of it if you're gonna progress.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're newer and you think you're driving slower or whatever, like be in the front, lead, be like first or second, and let the more experienced people be in the back.
We'll let you get in the front. We'll literally follow you through your line.
And I think we all understand that, like that feeling that comes with leading the train, right? You're always like worried and you're getting anxious and everything, but like, that's the best place for the lead for the newer person.
If you're into competition driving, that helps to a certain extent, right? Like. Right, being in the front, you know what I mean? Try to get that pressure on you.
You learn how to drive, even if you're in the back of an 8-car crane. You need to learn how to drive considerably, and actually like be considerate of the car in front of you and the car behind you. You know, like think about the real person behind that car.
Yeah. The guys that aren't so confident with it too. It's like, well, that's still practice for us. Like, we know we can practice driving behind somebody who's still trying to figure it out. Like,
that's really, really good practice, actually.
Yeah.
Because as many times as I've seen, I don't know, comps, like I'm judging usually at tandem now because I don't really care to comp. And most of the time where I see people mess up is like a really fast driver trying to chase a slower driver.
Yeah.
A slower driver can be online. They can hit all the spots and everything exactly like they need to get like a 100-point run. But somebody's too fast and you can't actually chase. You just end up bumping into them, or you overshoot, or you over angle, or something like that, and then you're out.
Yeah, that's like the biggest thing, I guess, for me. It's like when I see someone that's like, like it's kind of like, I don't know, like 6 months into the hobby, and then there's someone in there that's like 2 to 3 years into the hobby, and then when they start to drive and stuff, it's like. In a comp setting, it's like they kind of give like I don't want to say anything, but like a mediocre run, I guess you say, for like their lead, and it's just like, come on, man, let's give them a fair chance.
Don't
that's
be
like,
that's a funny game you play though as an advanced driver. Like those first rounds are like it's a little
definitely hard.
I'll always give someone something to chase. I won't give something that's like I'm thinking about like, oh, I know this guy's only been in it for 6 months. I'm gonna give him a mediocre run so that I can kind of like give him like something. I'll always give somebody in a comp setting if someone's following me that's new. Even when it comes to like me chasing somebody, it's like I'll always like give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, hey, like
the comp isn't like, I don't know. Comp hasn't really been like the most like important thing to RC drifting.
Not at all.
RC drifting building.
No, yeah. I think
important, that like
Yeah.
we build a community to want to all be competitive in that scene. Not even like if you're competitive, just want to do it with us.
Yeah.
Because
we're like, even I think most of us are well, myself and like a lot of our homies are all like heavily into the comping, but realistically we're only competitive driving like 2 days out of a month, and the rest of it is all just party laps. So like you don't have to focus on it too much. Like we're just we're trying to get down, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I completely understand that. Like when we're there at Tandon and stuff, like me, Kevin, Tony, Andrew, the people that were like where we hang out with, like we'll go and hang out. We'll grab a beer, we'll hang out, we'll do our thing and stuff and whatnot. But it goes back to when we first started, like talking on the podcast. Is just like we like to like spend time with each other and like hang out with each other. That's like the biggest thing for us.
Yeah.
And like after we're all done, goofing off and stuff, we're like, all right, let's go get some laps. Let's go get some solid laps, bro.
Like as much as we were hanging out with you guys the last time we were there, now that we've done the podcast, I'm like, I can't fucking wait to go back to Tandem, dude, because it's
you gotta come out. You gotta come out. We don't even drive.
No,
we go out and
it'll be sick.
Dude, it's just
literally we just go outside, chill, do our thing.
I mean, that sounds familiar. Like
RC drifting.
Well, that's anywhere. So anyone that's into drifting, I would say, is you can go anywhere. Even if you're traveling and you're going to be near a drift track, you can show up without a car. Just like find someone on Instagram and shoot them a little DM and say, hey, yo, I'm into the RC drifting. I'm gonna come out and visit your track, and you'll be welcomed with open arms. You'll have a good time. Make some good friends.
Exactly. Okay,
I want to go out to fucking the east.
The east side?
Yeah, the east side.
Yeah, I want to
country.
Yeah, I want to travel more.
What they're doing out there.
Yeah, I want to travel more because I'm kind of like in this zone where like I'm like Tony said, like we're kind of just like in our own like zone. Like I want to go out to like I've never been to Rolling Garage. That's like the
that's crazy.
We want to go to Rolling Garage so bad. That's
you gotta go.
Is Rolling Garage the two places I want to go to right now?
Especially now, Rolling Garage is on. It's the shit.
Up. Yeah, it's Rolling Garage, and then I want to go to the hobby shop. Two places I want to go to.
You've been to Rolling Garage?
Yeah.
Redo
the revamp when they took out the second track.
Yeah, so they it was a tiny track. Now it's a huge track. So
yeah, dude, I want to go there so bad.
Yeah. I just got a text from Ron, and he said, I can't believe this, but he said party laps is his new favorite phrase, which means he's never heard the term party laps before.
Oh my gosh.
It blows my fucking mind.
Party laps.
What are you doing,
Ron? Me and Ty get together.
Ron, what are you
doing? Laps. We do party laps. The only
Ron.
time we ever driven together were party laps.
Oh, Ron.
Even the comp last Saturday was party laps.
He's the old guy. He's the old guy. He's not hip on all.
No, but hey, shout out to Ron. I know he's watching because he just texted my ass.
Yeah,
he just texted my ass and he just said, "I love you guys." So shout out to Ron again for all that shit. So I'm stoked that he's watching and tuning in. Thank you for
everything. Shout out to Ron.
Thank you for
shout out to Ron.
Big
shout out
for sure. Definitely shout out.
NMRC.
That's
man.
So
should we look at some chassis or something, Adam?
Well, yeah, I actually want to go back a little bit in the comments because there's a little bit of a conversation between Marcos and Genki. It's really interesting.
Yeah, I haven't seen any comments.
Yeah,
yet.
we don't see any comments.
We're not seeing any comments.
Well, yeah, so we're talking about like leading the trains and following the trains, right? So in that context, Marcus is like, that's why I always make it a point to chase new drivers and experienced drivers so I can land my car in the middle of the two. Okay, and then Genki replies, and this is kind of important, but you will will those...
Like, sir, I'm seeing this comment from
Genki.
RC. It says,
yeah.
We will there's few individuals that will get upset about no, like for me, like even to this day, like this is the only time that like I wouldn't even say like getting upset, but like if we're in a train, just saying, if we're in a train and we're approaching like a new driver,
that's the last thing to do.
Yeah, that's the last thing to get aggravated. Like I will literally try my whole power in my for my car and like pushing it wise to like try to follow when I'm approaching a new person on the track is like approaching
follow
them. Is to follow them, and then to the point where like if they, you know, I'll wait for them if they like spin out or if they, you know, crash, then you know I'll go about it. Who's that guy? Carlo.
Drive around.
Yeah, I think it's just dependent on the gesture, right? Like how you
Yeah,
approach
for
it.
sure. It always depends on that, for sure. Like I'll always try to, you know, because there's a lot of, I'll be honest, there's a lot of like upcoming like great drivers at Tandem that I'll always try to like, you know, follow, or vice versa. I'll give them a lead. You know, it's always, you know, I don't want to like give them a bad taste in our mouth and then they leave the next day and they're just like, these guys are assholes. These guys are dicks driving. It's like, no, I'm trying. I'll give you a lap. Vice versa, I'll follow your lead. You know.
Yeah, and I think there's a good like for more experienced drivers, there's a good like window of opportunity to be able to like judge how close you can get before they're uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes, definitely. You can feel when they get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But yeah, then he replies, "You will get those." But that as a fix to
That is how every other person acts.
I mean, that's how I was.
That's how
I was when I started driving. That's exactly how I was. Like if someone that was really, really good when I first started and they were trying to follow me, I got like under pressure. I was like, holy shit, I need to give a solid line. And then I'm like, oh, you get into my head and I'm like,
and then you mess up.
Yep.
And I mess up and I'm like, fuck, sorry.
Yeah,
guys.
you're gonna mess up, but also
I've had
like
really good experiences, and then I've had really bad experiences when I first started. It was like, oh, I'm leading someone, I crash, and then they get kind of upset, and then vice versa. I have, you know, someone that's like, I'm leading someone, and then they're just like, oh, I crashed, and then they'll like
get back in front.
They'll get back,
keep going.
They'll like literally
Yeah.
stop on track and then wait for me to get back on and get my, you know, self going again. And I'm like, cool, thanks, I appreciate that.
yeah.
That's what I appreciate the most, and I hope you know.
That's who I am, literally. Like if you crash in front of me, I don't care.
Yeah.
You whatever. This is an RC car. This isn't anything.
If you're driving it,
come out and play with.
and if you're driving at Tandem
It's
and
a
you
toy.
have Cody or fucking somebody around you, then your shit's getting wrecked anyways. So
You're getting doored. Yeah.
That's no intent around it.
Cody.
Cody's got
that
one of
guy.
the best things. I think Cody's got one of the
New
best things at
drivers,
Tandem
I feel
because he
like,
runs like
do not.
100 degrees of timing through his overdose motor. He says it's around for a good time, not a long time.
yeah.
He has all the best things. All of his shit,
Yeah.
all of the shit that he says, just like some hilarious fucking.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He's
So-
like, I'm here to break stuff.
There's one question that's in Discord actually.
All right, let's hear it.
And this might take a little to get through, actually.
Let's hear it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's hear it.
Boys, I hate to break it to you guys, but I do have to bounce. We're out here.
Oh, you're on
Yeah.
vacation though, aren't you?
I am on vacation, but we are leaving this
Oh,
location.
yeah, man. Get out of here.
We'll
Get
see
out
you
of here,
later,
bro.
Logan.
Go and
Have a good
enjoy
night,
it.
dude.
You go
We'll see you,
enjoy it.
boys. It's good seeing you guys. I can't
It's
wait
good
to
to
come
see you,
back
buddy.
to Tandem.
Hey, yo, I'll
DJ,
see you
Adam, I'll
next
see you
time.
guys.
Later,
Yeah, let
Logan.
us know.
Bro,
Later
Bye.
on, man. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Okay, now let me fix the thing.
Hey, what up, Kevin?
It's like, whoa. Let me post this question here and let me put it up on screen.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Can you pin it on screen?
Yeah, it's too many letters though. Hold on.
Oh,
Just gonna take the whole screen.
So I can show that.
Here, let's start here.
Discord at chill Matt.
Yeah.
Or just fucking
Yeah, it's the question from Matt.
Oh,
So,
Are you dead ass?
yeah. Well, I don't know
Back it
which Matt. Like, I don't know names and who to connect them to, right?
I want to hear it then. I want to
So-
hear it.
The question is competition based. So, question
I
for
see
people
it.
that have competed at Super G or any large scale drift comp. How
Yeah.
do they or you handle the new layout? Are you given time to tune your car? Do you run what you have? If you can tune, how does it work with the driving time that's allotted? What are the things that you prioritize?
Okay, so
Okay.
this is a big thing for me.
No,
Okay,
that's
so
okay.
when I was at so there's two settings that I'll have. So when I was at Super G for the overdose game, it wasn't really a comp. I mean, it kind of was a comp setting for me, just because for me, I was at Super G I haven't been there in a minute at that point, and I went for the 14th year anniversary.
Mhm.
And for me, when I comped there, I'll be completely honest. At Super G compared to Tandem, it wasn't that much of a difference. I didn't really need that much time. It was just me working in my tires. So I just had to work in my tires. That was the biggest thing for me. I didn't have to change really much at all. But I will say when I went to R3 for this last comp that they did have for SDC, that was the biggest like change that I had to do to my car ever regarding anywhere I've ever been, because they're on American tile, they're not on P tiles, and they're still running LF3s. So it was a really, really big change for me. I had to literally change my app. For me, I don't know if this is for anybody else, but for me, I had to literally change my whole timing on my car. I had to, give myself, because I run, I'll be honest with you guys, I run a very low FDR. I run like a 5.6 FDR on my car, which is genuinely fairly low for most cars. I run a 5.6 to a 5.9, which I feel comfortable with. But when I went to R3, I had to go up to like a 7 for me, just because I felt like I was getting too gripped up for high angle. So I feel like I had to give myself some more wheel speed for me. So that's what I did, and that's what kind of helped me out. So that had to get a little bit of a adjustment to. And I went to R3 earlier in the day when they first opened, so it gave me a lot of time for me to adjust to what I'd done to my car. So yeah, that was kind of a hassle for me. I didn't feel really confident in myself when I was driving at R3, but if it did make me feel, I guess, comfortable in a sense to be able to tune my car outside of Tandem and still be able to get to where I was in Vegas. So it was nice. It was super nice to like be able to, know that I was able to, keep up and not, fall behind in a sense at R3 with everybody else. So that's my personal, preference on it regarding that. But yeah, I mean, some comps will give you it just depends on all you kind of like when you show up. If you show up right when they open, you have a lot of time to tune your car. If you show up kind of like in the middle or late, you don't really have much time to figure out if you feel comfortable enough. If that's, I don't know if I'm answering the question right, but yeah, you just have to like show up. If you really want, if you're going to a new, all I'll say is if you go to a new track, show up early. Show up early if you go to a new track and you're going to comp, like show up early. If you're already familiar with it, you can show up, like Tandem for me, I don't have to show up super early to comp. If I'm going to a new track, I got to show up basically when they open, that's just kind of how it is.
So let's keep it towards, let's say SDC, right? So SD 2024,
yeah,
they did groups of practice, right?
Yeah.
And that's how they rotated through. So what are you prioritizing on that track, like if you're just showing up for the first time?
For my first time, okay, so I've never SDC'd at Super G.
Oh, really?
I've never done that actually. So when they did their 14th year anniversary, they were kind of lenient on that. So I thought it was kind of like SDC kind of rules where they're like, oh, you have to stand on the, the stand. And I wasn't familiar with standing on the stand. That was like a huge thing. And so I literally went up to Alfredo and I was like, hey, do I have to stand on the stand? Because I'm not comfortable on the stand. So I just asked him, he's like, no, it's not that big of a deal. So I can't really give an opinion on that, to be honest with you. I asked him, he said, no, you don't have to stand on it. So I stood where I stood on the, I guess, I don't really know where to explain where it's at, but I didn't stand on the stand. I stood somewhere differently, and that made me feel a lot more comfortable. If I was standing on the stand, it would have made me feel a lot, it would be different. It would have been a different ball game for me for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I've never comped at none of us did STC Worlds for 2024. We had all, personal, things going on, so we didn't make that. But for 2023, I don't know, did you have to tune your car for STC 23?
So I'll go in. The first thing that I would want to say is drive your car. Drive your car.
Yep.
The first thing you need to do is drive your car. You don't go to any track and you don't drive your car for the first time. You need to put a battery in, drive your car, figure out how it's feeling, and figure out from there what you need to change.
Even if it's day one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even if it's day one.
Even
Even if it's day one, just drive your car. All you need to do is just drive your car and figure out what's going on and figure out how you're feeling. The first day I'd say is figure out your tires, get them broken in, whatever you're doing, wherever you're at, figure out your tires and get them broken in. Get them feeling good and figure out from there. I always go to gear changes first.
Okay.
I'm a big person of gear changes, and I will try to find what gear is right for me. I don't change any timing. I don't change any ESC tune. I just find out gearing for that car.
Yep,
Mhm.
for sure.
First thing I will do is just, if it's a smaller track, I'll go down in gearing. If it's a bigger track, I'll go up in gearing.
Mhm.
My first basis is at tandem. I run about a 6.7 or 7.0. So around those areas. So the first track out, like if I go into a new track, I'll figure out, if I need to go up or down. That will be the first motive that I'll go with.
Now, are you strictly doing physical gearing, or are you
Physical.
also
Yeah,
Physical gear.
physical.
I won't change anything with electronics. or
there you
nothing
go?
like that.
Okay.
I will immediately go to physical gearing and change things.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people, especially me actually last year, I just didn't have the gearing with me, so I just upped my boost and up my turbo and just kind of ran.
That was okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
one thing I will
understand
tell
that,
you
yeah.
is 2023 year, the time that I competed in 2023 when I went to Worlds, that's the only thing that I was able to do. I was
Mhm.
only able to turn up my can timing and turn up my boost. That's all I was able to do. So that's what I did. And if I had other options, the first thing I would have went to was gearing.
Hmm.
So that's my first basis of it is get your tires broken in and then figure out your gearing for that track.
Yeah, 100%.
Because the gearing to the track makes the biggest deal.
Yeah,
I can't give that up the most is that your gearing needs to be set to the track.
100%.
You gotta have the right wheel speed.
You can
No matter
you
what
can
track
do
you're at.
whatever you want
Yeah.
with your ESC. You can do whatever you want, but if your gearing's not set right to that track and that size, you're not gonna have fun.
No.
So how are you feeling this, right? Because
How am I
there's
feeling?
so like there's the low RPM range, right, where you're just
Yes.
starting like barely in boost, and then you're up at sky high where your turbo kicks in, right? So where are you trying to fill your gearing? Like, is it describe
See,
that for me?
See, the filling in my gearing is more of low throttle filling.
Okay,
Low throttle.
I'm not a person that's gonna be
Like under 50%.
sure.
Yes, under 50% is where I want to fill the gearing. The more lower you go, based on the track that you're getting, I would say is going to be a shorter track.
Mhm.
Yeah.
In general, you're going to go up in gearing based on the shorter track that you're given. And I adjust for gearing based on the shorter track. I don't adjust anything. Like I'll go up to a 10 if I'm at a shorter track.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
I won't change anything but the gearing just for that track.
But the thing is, I will say, I'll chime in, is that like for me, I went recently from a 7px, which within the last like 4 months, to a 10px, and I honestly really dove into my throttle curve, which is a huge thing for me. I literally dove so deep into my throttle curve. I stayed where I was in like my tune on my ESC and then with my gear ratio, and I really dove deep into like my throttle curve. I'll shout out, to be honest, Tommy, part of Tech One, he got me on the throttle curve pitch where I was at, because that will be able to, exactly tell you where you're at in your RPM, like where you want it, where you want to find the grip. If you have if you're super high, like some people, I'll be honest, there's some people at Tandem where I'm at, this is just from Tandem, where I'll talk to them about throttle curve, and they're just like, hey, I've never touched my throttle curve at all.
Yeah.
And honestly, for me, like I will sometimes touch my throttle curve before I touch my ESC or my gear, my actual physical gear ratio. I'll go into my throttle curve and I'll try to find where the most grip or less grip I can find within my throttle grip, or my throttle curve. And I'll tune from that almost. That's a big thing that I'll do. Like if I go to a different track, I'll touch my throttle curve before I touch my ESC. If I don't feel that it's right in my throttle curve, I'll go to my ESC. But that's a big thing that I've been enhancing within the 2025 season is my throttle curve.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Tony can really
Yeah,
say that a
throttle
lot.
curve
The
makes a
throttle
big
curve,
difference.
and like for me, like the 7px, there's only like 9 points in the throttle curve. And with the 10px, I can't give you the number. I think there's like, maybe Kevin can chime in on this. How many points is
12,
like
I want to say.
more than? I think there's more than 12. Is there more than 12?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
But it's more than the 7PX. I know that for sure.
Yeah, there's way more than the 7px. So I can literally fine tune on my throttle curve exactly where I want to find my grip and where I want to, pinpoint my grip at. So that's a huge thing for me. Is I'll touch that a little bit before I go. If I can't tune it off my throttle curve, then I'll go straight into my, like you said, your physical gear ratio. Then I'll do that. So
Yeah.
that's a huge thing for me that I've learned a lot. Like we said, we're still learning. So I'll still, like, for me, 2025, I've touched base on my throttle curve, and that's a huge thing for me. I don't know if a lot of people will do that, but for me, I've done that a lot this last season for sure.
Yeah. So here's an interesting question, because like I always talk about and relate it, like driving RC drift cars is like getting a tailor fitted suit, right? You're always tuned to yourself. You're always making your suit tailored to you, right? Or your car to you. So as far as our driving feel and throttle position, where do you guys typically drive with, like, where is your grip feel like when you're driving through, like, say, tight turns? So give you example, my favorite spot is like within the first 10 to 20% of my throttle curve or throttle range. Where are you guys sitting at? Like,
well, I'm no. For me, like I said, I think it's just for me because I think a lot of everybody.
Yeah.
I think I'm in a small percentage of having a really low FDR. Not a lot of people like running a low FDR. I'll be honest. Not a lot of people do that and like that. I mean, I could be wrong.
Logan does.
But Logan, you like a. Yeah.
He's like 5'6" or something.
Yeah, for me, so for me, this is how I've always been. I like to have my peak at like 60 to 70. Like I'm always on throttle
Sure.
pretty much all the time. And it could bite me in the ass. That's why I'm trying to, like, I'm still learning. Like I said, I'm still learning. So like for me, like I'm still trying to detune that a little bit. So I'm not always fully on grip.
Mhm.
So for me, it's like, I'll say like 50, 60, 70 around there. 50 to 70. I'm like, that's where I like to be. If I like, I'll drive. There's some, I don't know his name specifically, but there's a guy that just came down this past weekend from Texas. He told me to drive his car. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll drive it. And his throttle like curve, his like grip was like literally as soon as I got on it, like I couldn't go like any, like if I went full throttle, no way I could drive the car. That's just me. Like for me, I like to have my throttle. I like to feel my car throughout my whole throttle. Like if I'm barely on throttle, like in chase, it's weird. It's like in chase, like I can be barely on throttle and I'll keep up. But when I'm on like, lead, I guess, like I like to be more on throttle. It's weird.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I mean,
No, that's exactly where I want to go with this. Like
for a lot of people, like I don't know. Like I like to hear other people's comments. I like to see what other people say and stuff. But like for me, like I drive like on throttle a lot. Like that's just me personally. Like I can never have my throttle super low. Like my grip super low. Which some people they're really good with that. That's good for them. That's cool. I that's good. But like for me, I have to be on throttle consistently. Like if I were to back off throttle, a little bit, like if I were at 20%, I would be I would choke. I need to be like completely like on throttle. Like my finger needs to be at least 50, 60, 70%, to get some like grip.
Sure.
Yeah, my qualifying leads are like, my qualifying lines are like full throttle, all commitment, no no just going around the track to be, just get around the track.
Yeah.
But all my competitive leads are full throttle. If I can get around the track in full throttle, then I'm gonna do full throttle
For sure.
wherever I can.
Yeah, for sure. Like
I'm gonna be max 110% wherever I can.
100%. 100%.
That's
Sure.
not where like I've never let down on that. That like the 110% of throttle or the 110% of commitment on my lead will never like I'll never be disappointed because I know that I put 110% into it. And if I hit the wall at 110%, then whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, you did
I
you.
know
Like,
that I hit the wall at 110%. Wrong voice,
Yeah.
Wrong voice.
What about you, Kevin? Like, where do you drive the most?
Yeah, I can give a little bit of a different point of view there because I've played with the throttle curve, but I generally, like if I go to a different track that I want to have a different feeling, I'll put a little bit of expo on it. I don't really mess with the curve too much. I'm not too much of a fan of it at this point. This year I've been experimenting more with like drag brake and weird different settings within the ESC to make it drive differently.
Yeah,
And man, bro, I drive my car on like 70% drag brake right now. But
Good call.
with that, I have that grip feeling like 40 to 60% throttle in the trigger. So like if I slow down, I can just drive into you. Like it doesn't matter. I'm still sideways. I can just drive up to you.
Yeah.
But if I wanna really like get the wheel speed in, then I can just go past like 60%. And the way I have my boost and turbo set up, it's just all grip basically until I go full throttle.
Right on.
But the car's set up to stay sideways. So I can be on lock, I can be in the zone, I can be exactly where I want, and I can literally just push the car forward or backwards wherever I want based on throttle position.
Right on. TJ, what about you?
Sorry, yeah, Kevin did point out a huge thing too. I didn't touch base on is is your drag brake. Yeah, drag brake will. I've touched a lot of base on my drag brake as well. Like I'll sometimes I'll touch that as well. Like that does a huge thing, especially in chase. It'll do a lot in chase for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's another thing that drag brake is a huge thing. Like I was like in the beginning, I was like, ew, drag brake, what the fuck? I'm not touching drag brake, but it really is a huge game changer, to be honest. So yeah, I'm glad.
Sure.
Like I've literally got my drag brake set as high as it will go without locking the rear whenever I
Locking
go
the rear.
into neutral.
Yeah.
But that within the chase, right? That's what I was talking about earlier, chasing somebody that's slower. Like I can just back off the throttle some and the car will just slow down and I can stay like up against your door.
You don't have to hit your brake. You won't have to hit it.
You don't have to e-brake. You just slow down.
Exactly.
Like it's so accurate at this point on my SD3. I think I was driving with Andrew, where we were talking about Andrew earlier, Skidmeister. And he came out of a corner, right? He's on lock and I'm like, just drive up to him. And I can literally put my lead tire into his fender. I could put it between his tire and his fender up his body.
Yeah.
I just drove it in there and then I backed off and let him straighten out and transition.
Yeah.
And that's because of drag brake.
It's just because of drag brake. Because if you were to hit the brake, you would lock up completely and then you would just fall behind. That's a huge thing. But yeah, shout out to an SD3. SD3s are gas. I ain't gonna lie.
Like
Go chassis on the market right now.
100%. That's my
For sure.
SD3.
what? They're only $400-500?
$520 for the kit.
Yeah, they're 500 and some with the kit, but when you hop them up, they're not that.
They're $1,000.
No,
You
but
go-
like still, right? Like kit for kit, right?
Yeah. If you get it right off the like for me and Kevin, when we first got ours, like, we didn't really like hop ours out completely, and it's
Yes, I
still
did.
great. Fucking, oh, you did, yeah. I know you did, Kevin. Yeah, of course you did.
Oh, no, I mean, I'm still running stock plastic knuckles, stock plastic arms on the front.
Are you really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. The only thing that I had, actually straight out of the box, the only thing that I did was rear ESC mount, aluminum rear lower arms, and the aluminum front bulkhead. That's it.
You don't have the aluminum upper like support for the upper arms, the aluminum.
Yeah, I did get that too.
It's like, oh, by the way,
I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
because the only thing that I'm missing that I really need to get is I want my whole car red.
Yeah.
So shout out to Liam. Liam fucking Odyssey Drift out in NorCal. He gave me a front bumper because I was like, fuck, I need a
RG.
front bumper. It look cool. So I got the red bumper. But yeah, I want to make the whole car red. I want to make I need to get the new. I don't know.
New knuckles.
Because I do like the KPI front knuckles. To be honest with you, the old school
Best
knuckles. I don't know if I want to get rid of them for
Best
those red
knuckles.
knuckles. I don't want to get them just because of the fixed, front knuckles. But I definitely want to get the rear hubs for sure.
but do you guys
For sure.
play a lot with Caster? Or sorry, KPI? Like, because they don't have it,
I mean,
right?
a little bit. I maxed mine out on my KPI. I have it like the spacers that it comes with. I maxed them out. I took one out to like give me less, but it just, for me, I just kind of went from bulk stock, I guess you want to call it, from the actual package. So I stayed with that, and it's, it hasn't really given me any hiccups within my driving. So I do like it for sure, and it gives me
my alignment on the SD3 is basically box stock. I've made very minimal changes.
Well, yeah, because out of the box, the SD3 is literal fucking gas. Hey, shout out, I want to shout out someone real quick.
Yeah,
is
do it.
Alex Kingsbury. He's on our team. Not a lot of people know this, but Kingsbury, he's part of he goes to GGT a lot. He goes to Super G. He's he's on Yokomo, Team Yokomo. He's actually on Stylovrall. Not a lot of people know that. So, shout out to him. He came a long way. So we have a Yokomo driver on Stylovrall.
That's sick
too.
So shout out to him. He's a great guy, great driver, great guy. Very, 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 very humble dude.
Shout out to Shredcraft that's in chat now. Hey, he's started a build, kind of build with me log type of thing. It's an FRX, I believe, the MST chassis front motor thing. FRX. Yeah.
Hey, wait, what's that new one that just came out? It always got me kind of skeptical. The FRX.
FRX GT,
yeah.
That one's kind of got me skeptical a little bit. That I don't think it will really compare much to the FRD, because the FRD is literally GOAT. But I want to really know how the FRX would really compete with the FRD. We haven't seen one at Tandem yet, so I would really like to see one, because they look cool. They look really sleek for an MST.
They're pretty cool.
And like box stock, they're like
yet.
They're stiff, like super stiff, even though like the stock MST plastic is like super flimsy.
Yeah. Hey DJ, do you have one? DJ, I know you might have one. I know you have one.
I know. I'm honestly sleeping on it, and there's been so many opportunities for me to buy one right now, but I've slept on them all.
So hold up. There's another thing. Sorry, I'm so sorry to interrupt. But
no,
is there a lot of hop ups for that FRX? I saw a full blown aluminum one roaming around.
Yeah.
There's a full aluminum one. And I'm like,
I mean, so they like right when they dropped it, they started making all the like hop up parts for it. So like the front bulkhead, the shock tower or whatever, which is I think integrated with the bulkhead would be my guess. So it's like a whole one piece. And then probably a couple other pieces, but I wouldn't call it full.
Well, not full hopped up, but
like drive, like transmission. I don't think they've really gotten that far yet, but like there's some good parts for it that you can get.
Yeah, for sure. I'm surprised you're not on MST yet, bro.
So Shredcraft is gonna be also probably I think designing parts for it as well, along with this build. Sure. So it'll be pretty cool. Yeah. He just said it. I'll be making parts and chassis. Yeah.
That guy's made some cool shit.
Yeah, Shredcraft made some crazy shit.
Random factoid, you guys. I think right now is the only time that like everyone has had an RMX on the screen right now.
Yeah, I honestly, I'll say this. Go way back. When we had an RMX, I actually had a D3, Secure D3, and I took the bell crank apart, and I used that as like a, I wouldn't say that's like a sway bar, but that's when we were like doing our weight shift, and I was putting the bell crank on the rear shock tower, and I was getting a turn. I got a turnbuckle that would go from one bell crank to the other on the shock tower to make it kind of give it, more like rigidity, I guess you'd say.
Some Eagle Racing stuff right there.
Yeah. And I did that shit, and I was like, damn, this thing is cool. This thing is actually, boogieing with what I had. But that was when I was like figuring out what the fuck I wanted.
Yo, did you guys see the sale on A-Main? They had like RMXs super cheap.
Yeah,
crazy cheap. Yeah.
Oh, I saw that. It's like $150 for an RMX, bro, with the body. That was crazy work.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything pretty much MST or RMX or just like parts too, aluminum stuff, like some things, I guess.
Yeah,
all on sale. It's crazy.
Crazy.
They do this every now and then, which is crazy because I snagged some things that are like pretty top dollar for MST, what they would normally be for like pretty cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
I wonder if they'll ever come out with a VIP series again.
No.
Because that was my
They need,
generation,
they
right?
need to come out with triple X.
They need to
series.
come out with
Triple X. The Triple X rear-wheel drive only.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The V2,
It's
Yeah.
cool.
bring it back.
That one was cool.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, why not? Everybody else is bringing old chassis back, right?
Yeah, no joke.
I've always wanted a RMX DIP V2 or whatever they're called. The
Triple XD VIP.
like triple XD VIP2.
Yeah. Yeah, some people did some crazy stuff on that. They set up like all-wheel steering and stuff. It was
Dude,
weird.
that's
Super weird. Anyways,
the only person I know of having that is like Scout Magic.
Yeah.
And the fucking dual turbo steering.
you know how everyone has like a Brotherhood page, like MST Brotherhood? You guys are part of that?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a part of that. I'm on that. I'm on all the pages. I'm on all of them.
Yep.
Every
Yeah.
single one I can be on.
Actually, I run one of them.
Way too fun.
Technically, I'm the admin for the LP86.
Oh yeah.
Owners group on Facebook.
Oh shit.
I don't do shit. I just let it run itself. But I was one of the first ones to get the LP86, and I was like, this doesn't exist. Let me make a page for it.
So I guess that's a great question. So LP86 versus all other like high weight chassis. So like LP86
Like
versus
weight shift style.
Yeah.
chassis. It depends on the use case, I would say.
Mhm.
The LP86, dude, is so good. It's so good for what it is because it's so cheap, and you don't care if you jump it off a curb. Like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
But I'm sorry, the GOAT, like, weight shift chassis is Travis, dude. You're not going to beat it.
That was good.
Like, the only one that's even
Never
close to
beat it.
that, for me, is the RER. That's the only one that's even close.
Mhm.
It's
The issue is you can get, even on, like, P-Tau or polished concrete like Tandem used to be, you can get a Travis to actually move around, and an RER is hard.
Mhm.
my Travis moved around and still did work.
Yeah.
Like,
Mine does.
it
Even on the
did.
P-Tau, dude, you can see my Travis, like, flopping around and doing all kinds of crazy stuff on the P-Tau. And the RER is, like, it's not so much.
Well, now with all the LTS stuff that's just like readily available, right?
Yeah.
It makes it so easy. Like I had my
LTS,
I mean,
the
I would
LTS
give that a shout out too. Yeah, the SD1
No.
LPS is actually pretty good.
Mhm.
The LTS threw a wrench in everybody's
Yeah.
fucking game.
Right.
Like it threw a wrench in everybody because
The
Like-
the LTS?
Yeah.
no, the LTS threw a wrench in everybody because you could set that thing up however you wanted and it would still shift.
Yeah, 100%.
Like
Like
you could set that thing up
Any way you
front
want it.
motor, high battery, and
Yeah.
you could still shift. You
Well,
could-
I
Well, it's like Marquez,
and-
right? Marquez on our team has the LTS. That's the only one he ever drives is the LTS, and he's got
The
the caddy
Marquez-
bodies on it. Yeah, yeah.
that's
shout out
everything
Marquez.
he ever drives.
Marquez on our team. He literally
That's-
he's a diehard LCS fan. Has not
Cadillac
changed
fan.
anything on that fucking thing. Has not changed, not upgraded anything, and he's
Box stock.
literally so good with what he has.
He
Doors
doors
anybody.
everybody.
He'll come.
Yeah.
He'll come whatever day of the week and he'll door anybody. It
Yeah,
don't matter who you are.
Nice.
He'll door anybody. He's had that LTS since
day one.
fucking
Day
day
one, yeah.
and he's just built it and literally like that's it. He hasn't changed anything.
I mean, I
No.
do think that Yokomo just releasing the SD 1.0 with the aluminum chassis, like that was the mistake, and then they fixed it with the LTS.
Yeah, 100%,
Yeah,
100%,
For
100%.
sure. They did a backwards thing and then we're like, oh shit.
Yeah,
We see
It
what
works
the
though.
trend is and what works. Yeah.
But at the same time, I do think that we're coming back around to like stiff chassis everything now.
Yes.
Yeah, but
we are coming back around to that.
But we got
Like,
we got away from, a lot of like heavy shit. Like, to be honest with you, like, I mean, there's some people that still like to have the heavy stuff, which I understand. Like unsprung weight type heavy stuff is like fine, but I feel like
Yeah. Speaking of heavy stuff,
unsprung weight. But
Bro, I run an 8,000 milliamp hour battery in this car with the body and everything on it. It's like 1,800 or something. It's way up there.
jeez, what is that? Number 4? That's number 4, right? Maybe.
I think that's 5. Honestly, I don't know where we're at. I kind of lost count.
We don't need to
No.
count.
Oh no, that's a re-up. It's a re-up.
It's a re-up.
I don't know
Man,
if that one counts.
7. I have 7.
Oh, I got
a fantasy
I'm tuning a car right now.
RMX.
Coming in the work right now.
Yeah.
The fantasy's not put together. The fantasy's just in the box.
You can't comp that motherfucker. You can only have a good time in that thing.
Well, you can
Yeah.
comp in SDS.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, you can comp anything, whether you do well or not. It's a different story.
Right.
The only thing you can't comp is a fantasy.
Only in STC rules.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
IDRC. Yeah, you can do that.
Passing
Okay.
it on. Passing it on.
Yeah.
Passing it on.
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to know this myself. You know, I'm not a host, but I want to know.
What?
Is any of you guys? Are you guys tuning anything right now? You guys yourself? So are you guys like trying anything out, or are you guys still staying on like what you guys have like currently?
That's
What are you guys messing
What are you guys messing with? I want to know what everybody else is messing with.
Oh,
that's a you question, DJ.
yeah,
DJ,
go
what
ahead.
DJ? What do you want right now?
Stop.
I know you're-
I
know
gotta
you're-
walk away from this question right now.
No,
Hey,
no,
you know
no.
we
Hey,
mess
hey,
around with
yo, hey,
everything.
we're on you now, bud. We
It's a
mess around with
golem.
everything.
Yeah,
The Golem.
I'm currently messing around with my golem right now. Yeah.
Oh, you got a golem? Gang.
Were you
Gang.
$4,500 deep in it to get it full options?
I need to get
Question. Yeah, that's probably.
Spleen machine. That's
literally
crazy.
spleen machine.
Yeah,
Spleen to have one of those.
pretty much. Yeah, fully hopped up now.
Basically.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
bro.
Hey, I want to know. I really want to know. Hey, DJ, hold up, DJ. I really want to know. I really want to know. How is that keeping up with any of your like feeling with? I know you're really balls deep in like MST. Like, what is the huge? I know it's a big thing, but it's a stupid question. What is that? How is that comparing to your fully, tuned, popped up MST?
So I could tell you at least from day one. I'll
Are you, on
say
the,
this,
are you on the triple link? Or are you on the aluminum or plastic slide rack?
triple link. Or,
How you on
the wiper. The
You
wiper
went
setup.
deep.
Yeah,
How you
I'm,
like it?
I'm pretty deep in it right now.
Yeah, you went.
Yeah, so at least from like day one, putting on the track and minus electronics and trying to tune that stuff out, because
Yeah.
at least the steering and gyro, well,
That's
I
the
guess
biggest
mainly
part of
just
it.
servo. I have a programmable servo, or RSST in my Golem right now versus a SPO3 in one of my main chassis. So, trying to figure out that is pretty much the only like thing, but chassis wise I can tell a huge difference that the Golem is like it's up there. Like, I don't want to like talk down on MST just because like it's the one thing I've been driving for so long that like I know it so well that like I can still give pointers on it. But like, just for the few weeks that I've been driving it, I've been liking it a lot, and obviously I've got a few more parts on the way, so I'll be stoked to try that stuff out too as well.
Nice.
Dark Drift is asking for a
So
kickflip.
you're enjoying.
I know, I
it.
just saw that, and I don't have my board with me right now, so I'm sorry about that.
So as
Should I go grab it? But
you're enjoying the GOM.
yeah, it's I'm enjoying it, but it's a headache right now. Each like milestone that I've been having with it, I can for sure tell that the chassis has like achieved like what I wanted it to do. Especially with right now it being rear motor too as well.
Oh, you have the RR setup?
Yeah, so I've got RR set up with the triple wiper setup. So it's
Okay.
like,
Are you on the belt drive, or you had to go to the gear drive, huh?
so I've actually bought this off of someone on Facebook Marketplace, but this one is set up with its gear drive. So it's
Nice.
gear drive, ball diff, rear motor.
How long have you had it?
That's a handful to say. But
Like,
probably
wait,
like
how long has it been driving versus how long have you had all your parts?
yeah, okay. So with the 2 questions on the board, I guess how long have I had it and it just sitting there? Probably what I'd say a few months or so.
That ain't nothing, bro. That ain't
Literally
nothing.
just been sitting in like each package by itself for a few months, and then I was like, all right, there's enough parts. I'll start building it. And I've only been driving it for, granted, I didn't go last week, so probably like a month or so.
Nice.
Yeah, would
Like,
be my guess.
Genki, I think DJ has only done RR.
That's really not that bad, bro.
Which version motor layout is DJ on his own?
Yeah, so I've only done RR right now, and I'm waiting for the multi-purpose transmission to show up.
Oh yeah, that's not coming out till August, bro, or July.
Yeah, I already have it on order, but it's, gonna take forever for that. But
Yep.
And then obviously some other parts that just dropped too, so that'll be a Christmas gift for myself.
Yeah, I'm so glad I got mine like 2 years ago.
Hold up, Adam. You have a golf? Adam, what are you on? I don't even know what you drive. What do you drive?
So the recent project, we're doing Kaiju.
Oh, dude. I wanted to get the Kaiju for the SD3. I really did.
So this is my Galm, right?
It's a Gomer.
I have two setups, right? I have Galm rear end, and then I have so this is high motor, and then DDSS front, and then I also have a low motor setup. Yeah, DDSS.
You're running. Hold up, sorry. You're running the complete opposite of what Kalai is running.
Kalai is running the front.
He's got a Galm front end.
You're running a Galm front end with, well, not opposite completely, but he's running the RDX rear end.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't like the Galm front end. Like that. That's a me thing, though.
It's the triple link. I like the triple link.
I'll tell you right now.
Triple link.
I'll tell you right now. That front end is.
No, don't get me wrong. Like full on option Galms, the ones that I've driven at PDX, all drive great, right?
Triple link with the ES knuckles.
I'm not gonna go full out Galm ever.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. The ES knuckles. That's all you need.
Yeah, that is true. Like James's Galm drives fantastic. And
hands down, my favorite OD part is the V3 rear arms and hubs.
Yeah.
That like built-in toe adjustment.
Yeah, are you doing the weird toe thing like on the rear?
I did actually. So I ran I have those arms and hubs on my KCR that I ran last year in comp and did pretty well with. And I had it set up that way. So I had basically I had 6 degrees of toe in on the arms.
Mm-hmm.
So I had it like 2 teeth off on one side. And then I fixed it with the toe blocks. So I was at like 0 toe.
Mm-hmm.
And all it did, I mean, it felt like it just picked up a lot of traction when you would get on throttle. So like when it was squat, it was kind of like a pro squat setup, similar feeling.
Sure.
Yeah, it's more pro squat.
But I went away from it now. And like the SD3 is way faster than my KCR and way more stable and way more capable. And it doesn't have any of that stuff. So
I don't know. I was always a ball diff guy. I still am a ball diff guy, but once I got on the fucking gear diff, and the right amount of oil and the thickness of the oil, it's just a whole different fucking ball game, man. I swear to God. Like right now, I'm in the midst. I literally hold up, where is it? Here my car.
the gear diff on the SD3 is.
So I literally.
Well, it's just a
right
standard
setup.
gear diff, right?
Like it's just a standard gear diff, and it's got 7,500 weight oil in it.
Because look, I'm trying because I for me I've always liked straight up high motor, like straight up as high as you can go without like, because the box stock or the SC3 they want the motor like kind of slanted like the RDX.
Yeah.
So I'm literally in the midst of trying the middle motor, like that's what I'm in right now. Like, but look, I have the small shocks too.
Yeah, so tell us about that, because Dark Drift is in here too. So 17 mil springs.
Yeah, shout out Dark Drift because I got all my barrels from him mostly.
I've always wanted to try the box stock setting kind of motor positioning. So I think I haven't even driven it yet like this. So I'm gonna try it out when I get a tandem next time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see my gear ratio. My gear ratio is pretty fucking high. But no, yeah, I've always wanted to try it. So I'm kind of like, I want to see how it fucking runs with the different positioning of the motor.
Shredcraft ball diffs suck. Now, Sir.
Whoa! Strike
Shots
us
fired.
out. All diffs suck. Come on, man.
My biggest problem
Yeah,
with
that's
ball diffs
crazy.
is maintenance. If you have an easy to maintain diff, like an RDX, where you can just pull the plate off and pull the diff out, all that's fine, right? You can set the tightness up. You can get it driving where you want it to. Ball diff,
Are you
great.
saying
Wait,
that-
no, wait.
Are you saying it's hard to maintain a ball diff?
Yeah.
Bro,
Are you
It's a
fucking
nice-
kidding me?
I'm not
so
saying it's
hard to
hard.
maintain
I'm
a
not
ball
saying
diff.
it's hard. I'm not saying it's hard. I'm saying a ball diff sucks if you have something like a KCR where you have to remove the entire motor, the plate, remove the
Okay,
entire
I
transmission, pull the entire
Okay,
transmission apart.
What's worse? Okay, hold up. But then what's worse then? What's worse? Fucking changing a ball diff and try to maintain a ball diff, or try to fucking change this or maintain a CLSD?
CLSD.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
Bro,
that's way harder.
I drove on a CLSD for a year and I'll never buy one again.
So-
always act the same.
I
My
have
CLSDs
no idea.
always act differently.
I have
All my
no
CLSDs
idea.
act differently.
Yeah.
They don't open at different times.
My CLSD will literally the last CLSD that I had, I don't know if it was just me, I don't know if the case what it was, but fucking one of my little springs that's inside I had softs, and it literally was like fucking bent as shit. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And I like opened it up and I'm like, this is whack. And so then I put it back in the car and like one would spin way more than the other. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I don't know. Ever since that kind of like I had a bad taste in my mouth ever since then. That's just
Sure.
me.
Have you
That's just me.
tried the Yusakani one? It's pretty cool.
I've not tried this kind of diff.
I have not. But for me, I've always been a aluminum, gear diff from Yokomo, plastic gear diff from Yokomo, or the Yokomo diff ball diff. Like I've always, or not the gear diff, but the Yokomo ball diff. Like I've always have stayed on that. I've tried a CLSD. It's not my cup of tea. That's that's just preference. That's always just going to be a preference.
Just for clarification, I'm referring to the Yusakani active diff.
No,
Yeah,
never.
haven't
I've
tried
never tried that. Never tried it.
It's
All right.
interesting. Anyways,
I made it almost the whole time. I gotta jump off, fellas.
oh, okay.
I gotta go help put kids to sleep.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that you stayed on as long as you did, though.
Yeah.
We're
Thanks
gonna
to my
have a
wife for
problem
letting
with
me
this.
Get on this far.
I don't have a
Yeah.
3-person slide yet.
Oh no, I can give you a minute.
Oh no,
I
you're
can't.
fine.
I gotta go.
I'll do something else.
Figure it out.
Later on, dude.
All right, thanks, fellas.
It's not the time.
Have a good
Have
one.
a good one.
Later on.
Good night,
Later.
bro.
All right.
Okay, it's gonna look weird for a little bit. Let me.
Yeah, it'll be alright. I'll kind of figure it out.
Yeah, Adam.
Crap. What's it called? I'll get it.
Just gotta reformat things here, but
No, I
Okay.
won't do that. I don't need to go that far.
Everybody's busy with their lives.
Right?
see, no, this is where my second camera would come in clutch, because now we got people saying DJ could take two places. My second camera could be the kickflip cam.
Yeah, I'm totally down for that. This is the weirdest Google code ever.
It really is. I typed it in and I was like, what the
Is it TNO? So
Crazy word. Like that? That's crazy.
So you guys coming up in August?
Yeah, I don't even really know where we're at.
Hey, what do you guys got going on in August?
So yeah, we got our 2 drift 2 death going on in August. Our 3-day weekend event going on. Second time doing our Matsuri event. So first time at the new place.
Yeah, the new place, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
so-
that's sick. I mean, definitely, like, be honest, this year is not the travel year. Like, next year will probably be the travel year.
That's okay.
Oh yeah, no worries. I mean, obviously with it being on our new spot too as well, we know that there's gonna be quite a bit of people, and we're still trying to kind of figure out,
Figure out what's going on there.
Yeah, like there's a lot of heads that are coming in, and we already know that there's we're accommodating for the space, but we'll get people in. So if you guys do figure out if you can, we'll get you in there.
Sweet.
Okay, I think I'm gonna do this a different way.
But yeah, no, that's just August 8th through the 10th. If people are just tuning in and didn't catch the first portion of Two Drift to Death, that's August
You
8th
said 6
through
through
the 10th.
10.
But that's the thing. That's another thing I want to touch base on a little bit.
Yeah.
Is that I wanna see if this is something that I gotta talk to Ron about. Is the previous owners, they did a thing called the tandem show, and they did that for I think 2 to 3 years consecutively, back to back years, and it would be basically all the Colorado guys came down from who was it from? Scale Magic or no Scale not Scale Magic, Scale Science.
Yeah, Skill Science.
Yeah, they came down, vice versa. We went out for their, Montessori and whatnot. I want to talk to Ron a little bit about, doing something similar to that, not something specifically that exactly, but I would think, to, get some more people to come to tandem. I think we should do something more like a tandem show or like some type of Montessori so that we have a lot of people come, through, because that is something that brought a lot of people to tandem. Like I said previously, like tandem has, it's a little bit slept on. I wouldn't say completely. We've had a lot of people come by for sure. So we also what's his name? Adam Hokogi. I forgot his name. What's his name?
Yep.
Adam?
Dr. H.
Yeah, Dr. H, that's the guy.
Doctor, bro. He actually moved. He's moving to
Yep.
Mesa.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we are getting a very, very solid
You guys are
driver.
getting a doctor in the area.
Yeah, we're getting a doctor, bro. If I need something going on, bro, I can hit him up, bro. But yeah, he's coming to Mesa, so I'm really, really excited to see him come by and see what his knowledge with what he has. So
I'm
excited.
actually stoked for you guys in that situation because he is very super knowledgeable with
Super
things.
knowledgeable.
He's in the same boat as kind of me and Logan as Logan as I. Not a veteran in this RC drift scene, but he's had his time in with his hand on the steering wheel and getting around the track. So like he's got that tuning knowledge.
Oh, for sure, 100%. Like he is very like when I went out to R3 and we had talked a little bit after the comp and stuff, he gave me very good feedback on a lot of things that like maybe I could not necessarily say enhance on, but like he just gave me a really good like notes on what what I could do better and whatnot, and that's something that I really appreciate a lot. Like I like when people say, oh yeah, you're a good driver, oh yeah, you did good at this, you did that, that's great, you're a great driver. But like I like to see when people come up to me and be like, hey, this is what you could change, this is what like I feel like might help a little bit. I like the feedback. I don't always like the whole, oh, you're a good driver, oh, you did good this, you did good that, don't worry about it. It's like I like to hear feedback from people for sure, because I want to be able to enhance my driving in any aspect that I can.
Oh yeah,
So-
like it's funny because like as much as I would love to just hand my radio off to people, like I hardly ever do, just because like I personally don't want like oh my god, your car drives like complete butt, and like
Yeah,
I can't drive this thing, whatever,
Hold up,
and my
hold
back
up.
radio.
Let's be honest here. I'm a left-handed driver.
okay, I was gonna say there's been times I recall there was
no one drive my car. No one can drive my fucking car. Like 3 people can drive my car because everybody else has to put their controller behind their back or like flip it in some weird ass fucking way.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I recall when me and Logan were there this last year that Yogi was driving with his hands behind his back. I'm like, wait, what are you doing? And then I looked at at the cars that he was driving, and I was like, wait, that's not his car. I'm like, you're not even driving your car. I'm like, wait, why are you driving your hands behind back?
Oh, he's probably driving. So me and Tommy, part of Tech One, we are both left-handed drivers. Specifically, I don't know if Tommy is left-handed specifically, but I'm not left-handed. I'm right-handed. I just drive left-handed. And so I'm right-hand dominant, but when it comes to driving, I'm left-hand dominant. And which is a weird thing, because a lot of left-hand drivers are lefties. A lot of people that drive funky are lefties. Like when they flip their controller or have their hand like this and like in this in front of them are lefties. But I'm not a left-hand dominant. I'm right-hand dominant. drive left-hand dominant, and it's really fucking weird. But I've always like drove that way, and I've stuck to that because I started out going way back when we first started this podcast. I started out with the 3PV, and I drove all retarded, and then I got a Noble. I don't even know what the Fly Sky.
Fly
Noble.
Sky.
Yeah, I drove like that still with my hand all weird, and then I flipped it to the left a little bit, and then I'm like, okay, I literally have to focus on driving this way because I'm not trying to drive this way for the remainder of my time driving. So I literally flipped it, and then as soon as I flipped it and got comfortable that way, I went to a 7PX, and I'm like, okay, this is it, and then I just drove like that forever. Who's that?
It's Jake. We got Jake in the room.
Jake is in the motherfucking room.
For the last
Jake is in the motherfucking room. What the
See, this
fuck?
is okay. This was gonna be the guy who I wanted to bring on before we didn't think that Logan was gonna make it on.
But you know,
I don't know if he knows this.
he had dinner plans, so this is his after dinner plans. We can't hear you, Jake.
Oh yeah, no audio.
Unplug.
Hey, what up, Jake? What up, Jake?
Unplug.
Okay.
Plug in. Unplug.
That-
Plug
that-
in.
That's understood.
Plug in. USB.
Maybe.
There it is.
Got it.
There it is. Got it.
Yes, it works every time.
Sorry.
Yes.
What's up, boys?
What up,
Dog, what up, dog?
How's it going, man?
I was, yeah, dude. Freaking Logan, man. Jeez. That guy.
It's 12 years since the last time I seen you.
Yeah, for real.
What the fuck, man?
What?
I haven't seen you in it feels like I haven't seen you in forever.
Hey, Tony, can you scoot to the right? You're out of frame right now.
Other
It feels
right.
like I haven't seen you in forever, man. Good to see you.
Oh yeah,
Hell yeah.
dude. I know. I was wanting to be on this, and then Logan's like, "No, I'm gonna make it work." I'm like, "All right, cool." So then I planned dinner with a buddy, and then Adam hits me up like as I'm on my way to go to dinner. I'm like, "God damn it!"
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Here we are.
Here,
Okay.
I'll be back.
All right. Whose chassis is this? Who's
That
That's
is
Tony's.
my
That's
chassis.
Tony's TDP.
That's my
Okay,
that's
sick.
my TDP 1.
Hell yeah.
That's my first TDP. That's the TDP that I traded for. So at the time I had a Travis 2.
Yeah.
And this guy came up on that fucking TDP. And
I didn't want it.
traded him because he didn't want it. And I traded my Travis for it, and he got rid of it. Travis.
Well, he fell into the TDP. That was like his car.
TDP was my car.
That was his car.
I
That
don't
was
know. I
his
fell
fucking
into
car.
it, and it was everything that I ever wanted.
Yeah, like literally, like the one thing that I do regret getting rid of it for is the fact that like how far you were able to push the motor back. One thing that I will disclaim though, I heard this from Ike Rolling Garage when I met him out at recently at the 14th year anniversary. So this is what I heard. This is just something I heard from word of mouth. Is so the blue, red, and I believe the purple TDP, right? They made the purple carbon, right?
Yep.
That carbon is very flimsy and it breaks supposedly. So Tony over here, if you get the black,
Oh no!
if you get the black and you get the rear shock tower as well, you're golden. You're golden. But if you get anything else besides the colored carbon, you're fucked.
No,
Like-
Jake's got a timeout. No way!
Yeah, bro. He said,
He said,
I'm running.
He's gone. He'll be back.
No, he's back.
Let me see.
Oh, it's blue.
Oh, you got the blue.
No
Oh
way.
shit. Cause that's just word of mouth. That's just word of
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah. So a buddy of
what's
mine
your-
locally has a black one, and so I'll compare them.
Okay, what's your experience with the blue one then?
I have not driven this thing. I bought this thing like 4 months ago, and I haven't even. This is how I got it.
It looks
yeah.
killer. It looks
Yeah.
fucking sick. But like
Yeah.
I have heard this is the word of mouth. Like I have never driven a TDP in my life besides the one that I driven very briefly. But like I've heard that the blue carbon, red carbon, and I don't know if they make a purple carbon, but any color carbon that they
They do,
have
yeah,
is
yeah.
very flimsy from what I've told.
It's also
Yeah.
2 mil thick, right?
Yeah, no, mine.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't
It's
do that
thinner.
anyway.
So
Yeah.
flimsy.
Well,
Mine
like
thinner.
I believe the colored gearbox is fine. I don't know, but I believe everything is fine. But besides the
Sure.
carbon,
The carbon I think is thinner.
It's
Is-
super. It's like I think it's like 2 mil. It's super thin.
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
mine. I have two of the same 1.1s.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
1.1s
they're
are
both-
gas.
They're
Yeah,
both
the blacks are
really,
gas.
like they have thick carbon towers.
Yeah.
And then the bottom deck is like it's honestly like at least 3 mil.
Yeah. This is straight 2 mil. The rear shock tower definitely scares me. I want the freaking aluminum one that they made, but I think that was like
yeah. They made aluminum.
Yeah,
I think they
yeah,
only made a couple of them for like the team drivers.
That's the
yeah,
that's
I've
the
seen
bee's
them. I've
knees
seen
right
them.
there.
The bees, yeah, that would be gas. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a aluminum one would enhance just the rear end and like
Yeah.
the flexibility with it.
Yeah, exactly. Stiffen it all up. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Like if you have that shock tower with the deck and the upper deck, I think you should be fine. But I think it just comes within the shock tower just because that's where the the trans bounce and stuff. But
One thing I felt is like the transition from like the transition from hitting your throttle to like it translating to your like actual to feel on the ground is slower. I don't know. I've always felt that like the transition from the ground to the chassis from my TDP was slower than my KCR.
yeah, this guy
Easily.
right here. He has
the
2D.
front, like the TDP has a 3-gear transmission.
Yeah.
And it should immediately translate to the ground. That is, like anything other than that should be less. That the TDP should translate to the ground immediately. I don't know. The KCR felt like it translated to the ground
Well, you
faster
have-
than TDP.
You have two totally different setups on your TDPs. You have like a high.
They're both the same
They're-
setup, and they have.
Well,
The
yeah,
one
you-
thing that's different is
The
ball
the
diff from the gear diff.
well, no, I'm saying the upper arms positionings.
I feel like that doesn't change the difference.
Are we really having a Gen Z to millennial
Yes.
like
Yes.
gap
Man,
here? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Brand is
100%.
definitely different.
You have the active toe. You
I
have an
love it,
active toe TDP.
Yeah.
You have an active toe TDP, bro. That's different. That's a lot different than a regular TDP.
Hang on. What active toe is on that thing? I didn't.
The Yokomo.
Oh, okay.
It's got the
The Yokomo active.
Yeah.
Four.
But that
Mm-mm.
It's got YD4.
It's older than YD4, you guys.
exactly.
That's not YD4 at all.
no.
that's like
the
going
YD
back, like
Hold on,
DP
on
stuff.
Discord. Check it out.
The
I'm a big
TDP
fan of the Rev D active toe, so I was thinking about putting that on mine.
Two has Yokomo RD or Yokomo. It has Yokomo active toe.
Okay,
I
but
don't know what chassis that's from. I couldn't tell you.
You don't need to
But the
say
team-
anymore.
the Team AD
Yeah.
active toe. That is actually
Yeah.
it's very minimal. It's not crazy. Like you can't like the Team AD one. Like okay, I'm gonna compare it to the GRK active toe. The Team AD to the GRK, it's very the Team AD is very minimal. It's not like Jurassic where you're not gonna change a lot. I know it has every right for your positioning of where you have everything, but like even with the Team AD, there's like even if you have it at a weird positioning, it's still not going to give you like a Jurassic amount of active toe. Like with I have it on mine. I have it on my Stylovrall, my car. I have a Team AD trans and Team AD rear hubs,
Mhm.
and I've tried it in a lot of positions, and it still won't. Like I don't want it, but like even if I were to want to give myself so much active toe, it just won't give me like a lot of active toe, which I don't want. But I'm just saying, like it's very minimal, which I really like. Like I don't want something where I hit boost and I'm like really squatting and it like bows in super tough. I hate that shit, but it won't do that. It's very minimal, which I really like. That's a huge thing I like about the Team AD active toe.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So and it's like it all depends on like if you have camber gain within the active toe. Like if you have a lot of camber gain in your active toe, it's gonna like affect like your grip level for sure.
There was a point in time where because typical practice would be squat, toe in on squat.
Yeah.
So there was a point in time where I was also tuning because of Kevin,
Wow.
toe out on squat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge thing too. You just flip the fucking positioning of it. You flip it to the bottom.
Yep.
And it like toes it out. But like I tried that too. I had a GRK for a minute. I had a 4 and a 5. and I flipped it to the bottom, and I could never go back to that. It just felt really weird. It just felt really off, like especially like coming out of like corners. I just felt like I was sluggish, super sluggish out of corners.
That's what it does.
And that's what it does. And
Yeah.
that's what it'll do. It's like, and like out of like a straight, you feel like when you're coming into like out of a corner, and then once you hit a straight, it feels okay. But like once you get into like a deep corner and you're trying to get out of it, you're just like you just fall like flat to your face. And that's like a huge thing that I hated about having active toe flipped. It's like when you have it like bowed out, it just never, never like got where I wanted it to be.
Yeah, so I have the Team 80 knuckles, the rear knuckles on my Shark. And it's doing
And you
really
like
well.
you like them?
They're bulky. is
Yeah,
my
they
only-
are. They're a little bulky for sure. I'll admit that for sure.
Like
But
the
what do you
honestly,
have-
MST
what,
did it first. Like
what,
that
yeah.
style.
what
Yeah.
what toe blocks do you have? What front toe block do you have on it?
Front.
Yeah, like the mounting point for it. Like where is your mounting point? For
Rear
me,
Oh,
Because-
so I'm I'm using number 7 TK blocks.
Okay, cool. That's not. I'm running mine too on that, and then I'm running it on the highest positioning on the actual hub itself, like the highest positioning you can get it at. And then I'm running it on like a the regular ball stuff on the number 7 fucking T block.
Yeah.
But it just also like really comes into like how much spacing you have on the actual ball stud. Like
Yep.
if you have like a 2 mil spacing or like a 1 mil or even no spacing on the ball stud. And for me, I think I have it also determines on like how high your ball stud is on the TK block. I have like a really short neck.
Mhm.
I have like a really short neck. I could go longer, but I have a really short neck fucking ball stud. And I have a 2 mil space on the ball on the toe block, and it gives me very, very minimal, like very, very minimal. Like I think at like full squat, I'm at like maybe 1.5 at max squat on my toe in.
Mhm.
So it's not like a drastic amount. And when I pick up the car on like when it's full droop, I think I'm like at positive.
Oh, my car is at positive at full droop. Like
Oh yeah.
when it's on
Okay,
the
yeah.
wall, it looks messed up.
We're basically at the same thing then for sure.
What about camber? How much camber do you run?
On my camera on the TK setup,
Yeah.
or on the active toe, I'm running it at negative. I think 2.5. I think 2.5, maybe 3. I haven't checked. I haven't driven my car. I haven't driven that car in a little bit, but I have no camber gain, so it doesn't change throughout my positioning of where my car is at.
And you guys run what? You guys are on LF3s too, is correct?
LF3s.
Yeah, LF3s, but that's not my main car right now. I haven't really talked about it much, but I am right now in the midst for 2026 season. I'm in the midst of building a GOM. So I'm in the midst of building a GOM, but I do have my SDC or my SD3 for my this season right now, and I will not touch that thing. That thing is literally go.
Got him.
Yeah.
I built one too, dude. I
Hey,
went.
got him.
It's literally go. Like I've hopped it up as much as I possibly can. I've done as much as I possibly can to make the car feel the way I want it to feel, and it's like I'll say this. So I built a lot of cars. Overdose got me though. Overdose did get me.
Anyone that saw the bait bit it.
Yeah, like it's the one reason why I wanted the SC3 is because I wanted to build it from bone stock. I feel like from the beginning I've always wanted to build these like Frankenstein builds, make something for my preference. And then when I went backwards a little bit, and I wanted to go to a box stock to see how it would feel, and so I went to like a box stock kind of feel, and I did my own little touches to it a little bit, and it made my car drive is exactly how I wanted to, a little bit. So going backwards a little bit kind of helped, honestly, in my opinion. It kind of did help a little bit because I feel like I was like building my car exactly how I wanted to regarding like a Frankenstein build, and then I kind of was like, oh fuck, what the fuck am I kind of doing? I feel like my car's driving like shit a little bit, even though I felt like I was driving great. And then I went to a box stock and I was like, oh shit, like actually I feel like I need to take a step back and like kind of like relearn a little bit more. So, you know,
Sometimes you can get lost, like going down that rabbit hole and just
yeah, you get lost a little bit.
You're just
You
like,
get lost.
yeah,
You get
hard.
lost a little bit, and that's how I kind of felt a little bit. I was like,
You can get lost really fast.
yeah, you can get lost really quick.
I do that all the time, and I'm like, okay, I need to just go back to just like tried and true. Like I know this is gonna work, and then I'm like, oh, this works good.
Yeah, this works good, and then
Yeah,
and then you change one little fucking thing, and then it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude, I just
Yeah. I tell people in my track all the time, dude, 1 millimeter on a turnbuckle will make a world of difference.
That
It'll
will
make
make
like
it will,
biggest
it will throw your
difference.
car. It will make you do this.
yeah.
You do 1 millimeter on your knuckle that you
Oh, yeah.
can just like you have KPI knuckles and you add 1 millimeter, your car's going to drive totally different than the tri.
It's not even 1 mil. It's like a quarter and an eighth turn.
Yeah,
will
it
do
could be
that.
like nothing too. Yeah, just a little boop, done.
And then it makes
Yeah,
you want,
exactly.
and then
You
it
could
makes
be
you
like-
want to fucking quit the goddamn hobby and then say fuck all this shit. You know?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're like your Ackerman's just like this. You're just like, what?
Yeah, you're like
Literally,
literally.
literally did nothing.
No,
You're
hey,
like,
all
oh,
you need
you're
is
like this now.
Turn out.
Hey, I will tell you though. Like when okay, so I have a GOM right now. I have the GOM, and I literally all I fucking did to this fucking GOM. I have the plastic fantastic front end. I got ES knuckles. I got fucking 8 mil fucking hex hubs in the front, dude. I swear to God, dude, it literally drives exactly how I want it, and I'm excited to like tune it from there on out. But like, I was really like skeptical because I hate slide racks. That's just me. I've always hated fucking slide racks, and I've always wanted to go to like the triple link, like DJ said. I've always wanted to go to a triple link, but like after I had this slide rack, I just put those very minimal pieces on, and I'm like, it's pretty fucking good. But I'm just fighting the caster, positioning on it. You can't really change the caster that much, and that's like the shitty part until you get like other things like uppers and lowers, and that's like
the
the shitty
full,
thing.
yeah.
Wait, we got FPS drift in the house. What time is it over there?
Plastic GOMs, bro. Hey, I'm telling you,
No kidding. It's like probably 4 a.m. I don't even know.
Plus
This is the
8
GOM.
hours, 8 hours, right?
like this is the GOMP. Like it's literally just plastic fantastic, and it's literally goated. I mean, I have some hopped up parts. I have the high mount and the upper deck, but like
For sure.
nothing
5
crazy.
a.m.
I have the TC deck. Shout out to Kalai because he gave me the TC deck, but it's it honestly drives exactly how I want it.
That's good. And it's good that you can do that with the TC deck, because man, I saw those go off the shelves and like right onto marketplace.
Well,
Yeah.
it's because it's because the only thing that's like the best thing about the TC deck is that you're able to get the weight distribution that you want out of it, because it literally shoves the fucking servo to the center, and you're able to push it back a little more so that you're able to get the weight distribution that you want. Because if you keep the stock deck, I mean, people love the stock deck. I liked it a little bit, but I wanted more in the center to have the weight distribution like kind of symmetrical in a way, and I just wanted it to be centered. And with that servo to the far right, I don't know, for me it just felt like the car was like top heavy on the right side, so putting that servo in the middle, kind of like even on the scale, it literally reads 70-30, literally 70-30 on the dot. And I was just like, that feels pretty fucking good. So that's the only thing I don't like about it is the fucking the diff. That's the only thing I just don't like, the diff.
The spool, or are you on ball?
It's just the spool diff. It's just the spool diff. I just don't really like it.
Yeah.
Well, so you can put any gear diff with the ring adapter. From
Yeah,
Rhino.
I heard things you can do about it. I heard things you can do. I heard things, but I'm trying to be to the point where like I want to make it very minimal. Shout out to Swiss Aldo. He has a very, 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 very minimal hop up fucking GOM, and he is literally taking that shit to the max. Like with every comp,
He's taking over, dog.
He is literally taking over, bro. He's literally taking over every comp. Like he has very minimal hop ups, and that's kind of like where I kind of want to be. I don't want to like fully hop up my car like everybody else's, and they're just like, oh my god, it's fully hopped up and I can't get anywhere with it. And it's like, you don't really need to hop it up completely. Like you just need the minimal stuff, man.
Yeah.
You don't really need to go balls to the walls.
Ideal has it right. X-ray diff done.
Yeah, Aldo has his car set up fantastic, and I was a pleasure enough to fucking comp with him in the fun comp at Super G. Shout out to Knight. Who's the guy that does the films? Nigel, yeah, he had the
Oh.
videos of us. I was like, dude, those are great clips. So I'm stoked on getting some laps with Aldo for sure.
We're trying to get like a camera nerd like stream going. That'd be a fun one.
Are you guys in the PDW?
Sorry.
You guys in the PNW, like to have somebody that makes films only for you guys?
Oh no,
No.
we don't. Have anyone
No.
that, like,
We don't have a
making-
Jonah.
Yeah, no.
That would be sick.
Like,
Yeah.
this fool right here is literally a gimbal with his hand. Like, he has a gimbal hand. Yes.
Steady hand, dude.
Crazy work. Like we have good people that make good films. It's just like
I think that like we need to have more people make films only.
yeah,
And
true.
only
true,
do
true, true,
like
true, true.
videos.
Like I'm trying to get that '90s feel. Like I have a camcorder from the '90s, and I'm like,
No.
Actually,
I know a
yeah,
guy like that.
Yeah,
I know a guy.
we had a guy. He kind of like he's in and out of drifting a lot, but like he's big into that. He's got like a '90s like dad cam, Sony Handycam is all decked out, and he used to make videos for us quite a bit. But he's back into like like colors now. His name is Austin. What's that?
That he's Sony Handycam all the way.
Yeah. Big old bitch eye on it, dude. Like it's straight like early 2000s skate video vibes.
Oh,
That's
this
it.
guy's pulling out his fucking Handycam.
dude, I'm trying to get
Uh-oh.
like this, bro. I'm trying to get this, bro.
Spring out the handy cam.
He brought out the
Yeah, dude.
Handycam.
Like this, bro. Like a '90s,
Yeah, we're
like a
trying to get like
'90s
that.
film, bro. Like a '90s film, just like
Honestly,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
look. This is so vintage, bro. Like that's
Yeah,
what I'm
I
trying
got
to get.
one
Like,
too.
vintage
Yep.
style, fucking. Like it's so old, bro. Like I literally, like it's
You
so.
use that to film? You got to get videos that clips on that thing, dude. It's the best.
I'm saying, bro. It's literally so old. It's from like the early 2000s.
So random
it's
note,
not
because
really-
like honestly, we started doing our competitions with like an old school. It did at least 1080p 60 frames per second,
Yeah.
but like it was like just a small little handy cam, and
Wait,
because of the
look at
zoom on it, that's what helped me keep on the cars. Like that was the perfect chase camera, and then we got Lance and
literally the
we have an
perfect chase
awesome camera.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
need anything else that's like plus for life, you know,
hmm
like 60 FPS. It can do 30, like even if it can do 30 frames per second. Doesn't
Now,
matter.
I will say, like for our drift competitions and like my live streams, 60 FPS or bust. Like
yeah,
for
No,
the stuff that we're
nothing-
doing, we need that. Like
yeah, no, that's all you need, and that's not like uneasy achievable nowadays.
oh no, like our phones will do it,
Yeah,
and you
no,
can
easy.
yeah. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, film look is 24 FPS, and for drift, that is the most horrible thing on camera that I can see.
For
Unless
Yes.
it's only a chase camera, right? Because then you can fix it.
Yes.
But yeah, if it's a static cam, no.
no. It's,
So I meant to like hop into the roast my rig section.
Yeah, I was
Dude.
gonna try to chime in
Who's-
for that, but I
Who's,
don't know if I wanted to.
whose white
Step on your
body is
toes.
that?
Uh,
Oh, damn, Dantonio, dude. That, oh my god, that white body is so good.
wait, which one are you looking at? So
Your
that-
S13, your white S13.
Okay, I gotcha.
So
Let
good.
me switch here.
Honestly, all the bodies you guys make, yeah, that one.
Yeah,
There's
that
no
body
gas.
is so gas, bro. That body is
Gas.
literally the gassest
Good.
body.
literally my favorite body.
Like it's, you gotta shout him out. You gotta shout him out real quick. Come on.
I see all of your guys' bodies, all your photos, and I'm just like, God, they're so good.
Who do you gotta shout out? You gotta
Dude.
shout out. You gotta shout out somebody.
Hey,
Come
the
on.
only person I need to shout out for that show is fucking Hunter. The only person. That shell is made by Hunter only. Hunter is literally
That body, he painted the white. It was just like so sleek. It's just something that he
It's so
wanted.
good.
so
Yeah.
you just get the shell like that. You didn't do anything to like that. You just bought it off them.
No, dude, my boy, he literally he was like, "Hey, you want the shell, and I'll trade you something for it." And he
Okay, just something.
I'm pretty sure I traded him like I think I traded in like a servo in like a couple like ESC or like a servo and an ESC or something like that.
Is that the animal style one? The Julian Jacobs body?
This isn't the car that I run on the. Wait,
This is just the
car
body.
on Stylovrall.
The body itself, though, is that the Julian Jacob one, the animal style addiction body?
Yes,
That's
that's
it looked like the arrow looked like it. I've been wanting to get that body.
Dude,
Yeah,
when the
no,
fuck?
that
Hold on,
one's
wait,
good.
wait, Adam, go back to the gyro. What the fuck are you running in?
I've been running.
Oh, get roasted by your own teammate. Fucking
really
roast my rig.
Cover that up. Cover that up.
Right.
No, that's edited. That's not like that. That's edited.
That's edited. That
Okay,
car
dude.
ain't like that.
That's
That car is not like that no more.
Oh man.
Wait,
That
hey,
car's got an RSST and an
Uh,
RSST Pro.
like
or,
honest, damn, you
or
sent out hella
550.
pictures, bro. Holy shit.
No, I sent a lot of pictures. That car specifically has a 550 and an RSST Pro.
No, the
That car
the
gets
RSCT Pro,
down.
the RSCT Pro, Loki, and the Revox combined are honestly go. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
cap right now. I'm literally on my comp card right as we speak. I am running a RSTT anniversary with a Revox, and I will not complain. I will not complain the slightest. I've tuned the servo exactly how I wanted with the gyro, and I will not complain on it the slightest.
Nothing.
But ever since I went to the GOM and went to a CD 700 and the 550, I have converted.
Yes.
Like,
number one. No.
It's just, it's good. It's great. It's solid. But I won't complain. I will not complain on the RSTT Pro or the Anniversary or whatever you have and the Revox. Like, it's just that good.
That is my TDP with the
High mount, upper arms.
the high mount upper arms.
But that
wow.
car is
That
goat.
car
That
is-
car is goat. That car is goated.
Look at the
That car
freaking
is-
angle on those steering links. What the shit?
The car is
Yeah.
Dang.
I'm looking at the links for the upper arm, like the
Yeah.
standoff
Yeah,
that connects to the
up there.
ball stud.
They are up there.
I
They're
Yeah,
know.
that's
like
crazy.
15 mil up or 10 mil up.
Because you have the LST, you have the LTS.
I have LTS knuckles with a at least 10
Ooh.
mil extension on top of them.
I actually have a question for your motor. Is that just an 11.5 or is that 11.5 with the torque
Okay.
motor?
Now, I did not like the 11.5. I can tell you that.
What? Wait,
I did-
hold
I
up,
did
hold up,
not-
hold up.
okay.
The 11.5,
Stop.
the new 11.5.
11.5 with the torque motor.
You don't like that? That's crazy word.
Get out of
Why?
here.
Why? Why?
That's weird. That's crazy.
Because it is an on and off switch.
Nope.
It is a on and off switch.
So
In
you're a
my
high
opinion-
you're a high RPM guy.
In my opinion, I'm a high RPM guy.
No.
I like the 10.5 that revs up to,
Well, perfect.
it
Yes.
revs up
Perfect, yes.
to, 70, 80 grand. And that's like what I want it
What do you have on the
what I
timer?
wanted to
What do you
rev
have on
up
the can?
Well, I mean, but you can turn a 15.5 up to 70K. Like that's easy.
No,
What-
but the
what-
thing
what's
is
your training on
that
the
the
can?
10.5 hits that more respectable.
Hmm.
The 10.5 doesn't have any room between them.
It's just like a.
No, the 10.5
Yeah, that's-
literally goes from
Shredcraft. It's Tyler. Tyler.
I'm low FDR. The low FDR does not go with the 11.5.
I'm
And
low
I
FDR.
figured that
man.
out. That the 11.5 is an on and off switch with the low FDR.
I will
It
agree.
does
I will.
not- It does not like low FDR. It's in between.
But that's the thing, though.
14.5 and
That's the thing.
10.5.
That's the thing, though. I'm running a low FDR on my 11.5 torque rotor, and that feels
What is a low FDR to you? Like, what's your numbers?
A low FDR is me like a 6.
I'm at a 5.6.
That's low.
That's low. That's
I
actually-
was like 7.
my cars all range around a 7 to 8.
I mean,
My
I think I'm
cars,
like
all my
3.
cars. Look at that shit. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Damn.
Oh my god, I can just
That's
see
a
that.
dinner plate, dude. Damn.
Dinner
I got
plate.
that up on Discord.
Man, zoom in. Hey, Adam, zoom in on that. Zoom in on that ratio. Zoom in on that
my
ratio. bud.
You sent me a bad picture. Like
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's
really?
just,
That's a
it's
good
just
picture.
far.
I'll pull it up on my own phone, dude. I can't even.
That's
I'm running 1-to-1,
that's
guy. I'm
crazy.
running 1-to-1. It's a 1-to-1 gear ratio.
86.
No. Hey, you want to know dead ass? I'll tell you right now what it is.
1-to-1, yo.
No, remember
That's
that
a-
one time, Jake? I was running a 110 64 pitch and a 50.
Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
So right now, I'll tell you right now, I'm running an 11.5 torque rotor with a 35 with a 76. So a 2.6,
3576.
35, 76.
3576 divided by 2.6.
I don't know my radio.
No, multiply by 2.6.
Hold
Nice.
on. I'll tell you
Yeah,
now.
they're all
I'll
divided.
tell you right now, guys. I'll tell you
Right,
right
I was
now.
there. I grabbed your radio, dude. That's the easiest.
No. I got my gear ratio.
It's
Hold up, I
5.
got my
It's
gear ratio.
5.6.
Find it.
Yeah.
Find it.
Find
Somebody
it.
else uses the
Hold
fucking
on.
gear
I
ratio
told you,
chart.
motherfuckers.
Your ratio, yeah, I know Jake got the dub on this one. He's like, your
Big
ratio
on-
chart.
I always ask everyone like, oh, I don't know. I just whatever.
Everybody's
I
geeking
just
on that.
calculate it.
I
No,
mean,
dude.
doesn't
ratio
everyone
chart.
know the internal ratio is 2.6
FDR with
on a
Yokomo
YD2?
test.
Yeah, 2.6 for sure. I can't. It's blown out. I can't read it.
Oh, it's blown out. Yeah, it's blown out. I don't know if you can see
Just-
that. Yeah.
It's
reading at
5.6.
okay, so a 35 pinion, 2.6, 76, 5.646. And then on my Team AD, I am running a I'm running a 3672. Oh my fuck, that's even lower. 3672. So I'm running at a 50.56.
Again, tuning your suit
That car
to you.
right there, I'm running at a fucking 5.056. And that shit is gas. But I'm running at my caster is ridiculous. That's my GOM.
Stock Galm caster is already ridiculous,
Yeah, I hate
Like-
it. I hate it. I literally
Dude,
hate it.
Yeah.
but
It's
it needs
intense.
it. Like
It
that
does
car
need
needs
it. It does need it. It does need the caster, but I low key hate it. Like I literally need uppers, lowers, and toe blocks to be able to
Yeah.
fix that.
Yeah.
Like you cannot run the stock toe blocks on the TC deck because it comes with the shorter pins up front. So you're gonna need to run. Oh yeah, I like that. Hey, guess who made that body?
That's
Actually, you know what? No, hold up.
No,
Hold
I
up.
didn't make that body.
Hold the fuck
Somebody
up.
made that
Someone
body.
made it. I don't know who the fuck I got it from. I got it from some guy on Facebook Marketplace, low key actually.
It's
Some
random.
random motherfucker. But then he got it,
So
and then he
good.
made the cool ass fucking the roof spoiler on it, and I was like,
Yeah.
I like that.
That looks good.
Yeah, it's all stealth mode. But yeah, that's gonna be my 2026 comp car, hopefully in the near future when I get it all where I want it to be.
Is that what company is that makes that body? I forget.
Pandora.
Is it Pandora? Okay.
That's the
I
Pandora.
was thinking speed. I was thinking
Very-
speed.
It's very slim.
It's
It
very
does not have a wide
yeah, that's
track width.
that's why I really
Like
like
the
it.
rear is 190 and the front's like maybe
195.
192.
It's right here.
Yeah.
It's very
The
small.
nose looks like very squished. Is that the camera doing that, or
No, that's how it is.
That's
That's
just
how
how
it
it
is. That's
It
exactly how
literally
it is.
looks like it's got punched. in the face.
yeah?
But it looks
yeah,
good though. It looks good. It looks good. It looks fucking good.
It's one of the better FC.
What's that rear bumper height?
The RC Arlos FC is shit.
Garbage.
It looks
Garbage.
weird. It looks.
Okay, here we go. On to the roasting.
Yeah, who's that?
Oh, dude, trash. This guy.
Yeah, don't even need to
This
do
guy.
it. Skip it.
Dude. Yeah.
I'll
Paint
tell
the
you what
body.
though, man. He
Hasn't even ran it. Posted in
Yeah.
the picture. Yeah, like,
Oh.
Hold up, hold up.
No, that thing's sick though.
I think it's wait,
That
hold
thing
up.
is sick though.
That's not the. Wait,
not
what's-
gonna lie.
This is the
that
raffle.
Judge,
He
Judge
won
just
this.
Won that. Yeah.
He did good on that.
that looks
Not
pretty
gonna
good.
lie.
I'm not gonna lie.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Whoever
Yeah,
whoever built that is
That body is sick. I'm
Good
pretty
job.
stoked.
a good builder.
I know. I'm actually kind of curious about that. If Judd knows that, if the guy who does the raffle makes the body, or if he buys it off of.
No.
Hey, all my homies
He's-
don't fuck with nerds.
He buys
all
it
my
all.
homies, hey, all my homies don't fuck with nerds.
Hey Judd, what's
I
going?
didn't like my nerds. I sold mine, but
Oh, that's a shadow. Never
no,
mind.
I mean, I'm fucking with you. It's a meme, actually. It's a meme.
Yeah,
It's a meme. But I honestly, how do you like the nerds?
I didn't
even
like
got
mine.
to
I
it.
told him. He hasn't. I think he gets this tomorrow.
Yeah.
Did he buy the
You don't
special
own that?
ones?
You don't own that yet?
Okay. Let me know how you adjust them and how you like.
Because I have never
never
ever,
done
ever tried nerds in
Ever.
my life. I've never
It's
tried them.
just not
Like the only thing I've came close to is my. What do I hand some? I have those UCs. I have the UC dampeners, and that's kind of like similar, I guess. The UC dampeners.
No,
Yeah.
it's a bit different.
Well, I mean,
It's
yeah.
you can't like these ones. You can't like literally.
Yeah.
They're stuck. They're literally stuck, and that's why I don't. Really like
Those
how-
shouldn't be like that. Those
They
should
shouldn't
move
be like that.
freely.
No, I can't adjust them. I look at if you see them, like what? They just stick out. And I push them in, they just stick.
Well, no,
No rebound.
that's yeah, it's supposed to be no rebound.
No,
Yeah,
no.
zero
I get that. No.
rebound for a reason.
I get that, but I just don't like it. Like I just don't like how you like literally can adjust it yourself, and it just feels a little wonky to me. To be honest with you,
Yeah.
Like, I
Zero
just-
rebound for a
it's
reason.
nice, but it's just like a little. It's more so for like a weight shift car, in my opinion.
We got Ideal Auto Factories, RDS. So, just a reminder, this is Roast My Rig. So if you guys find anything,
I roasted.
You know, I want
It
to
don't
see it.
matter.
It's,
I mean,
it's an RDS.
it's an RDS.
An RDS has already been roasted, so you can't really roast that. Like,
No,
it's
I can't.
already-
I get one reason why I cannot roast
Right.
it is because it's based out of Arizona.
No.
Red Cat? Red Cat is?
Shane,
Yeah, they
Shane
are.
The reason that I can't roast that is because Shane is
Engineered
the
that.
lead engineer on that shit.
I don't know if he designed with it
He
to
did.
have
No,
that
he
many
did. No,
standoff,
Shane-
but
engineered
Shane is one of our
Shane engineered that.
Shane is the goat that made that what that is. If it wasn't what it is, it would have been way more fucking worse than it is.
Well, they did make the ghost deck on that, which is like stupid thin and stupid narrow.
Like, I'm sorry, but if Shane wasn't involved on any of that,
it would have came out
that
like
would have
this.
not became what it is.
So what's up
Sure.
with the freaking big handle on the front bulkhead? Like, why?
The
What is
front
it?
bulkhead is,
I could not tell you. I cannot tell you what he
big.
did with that. He did something with it. and
I
don't
can
know
tell
why.
you on the front bulkhead.
It's insane.
where's the gyro on this thing? Can someone
The
help me with that one?
The front bulkhead is built off of it's kind of, it's built off the Yokomo and the Rhino front end. So it has renditions of both of them going in it. So it has the DDSS and it also has like the normal, steered capabilities that a Yokomo chassis would have at the time.
Yeah, like, because basically it's a YD2 underneath with
Yeah,
with a
but-
direct
well,
drive.
Okay, hold up, hold up.
It's a Yokomo.
No, it is.
beside
And Shane told me this when he
It's
developed it.
literally
It's a
a
YD2.
Yokomo.
It's YD2 based.
It's YD2 for sure.
It's YD2 based 150%. Like
Always.
I remember he was telling me about
will
it, and
never
it's,
not be YD2.
Shredcraft. It's the same hole spacing as YD2.
It is. It literally is.
Okay, moving on.
hey, hold up! I gotta shout out my homie real quick. Just real quick. Shout out to Chill Matt. He's a great guy, and
Whoa, what is that?
that's a
It's a Viper.
A Viper, yeah.
It's
It's
a
a
Viper.
Viper.
Second gen Viper? Second gen Viper?
What the fuck is?
What is that?
Yeah, who's is that?
It's
Twisted
Ben.
Sequel.
That's who.
The RDX?
Oh, you got the Banes. You got the Banes. That's cool.
RDX?
Oh, the barrels.
Yeah, this is an RDX.
Yeah.
Hey, someone plug me with fucking aero disc fucking covers like that, like some stickers like that. That's pretty cool.
He's got nothing to change.
I
Just
feel like
drive.
that actually wouldn't be too hard to paint.
He's got
too. I know I
nothing
just
to
painted
change.
some things.
That
on
last
mine.
RDX that we saw in the picture?
No,
Nothing.
That's an FRX.
No, the last
Yeah, that-
the last RDX we saw in the picture, nothing. Don't change anything, just drive it.
The Pikachu head.
Yeah, that picture. Just
I-
drive it.
I dig the
Just drive
Pikachu.
it. Put the shell on and drive it.
Wait, that's the Pikachu car though.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that's
not the
the
Pikachu car.
Oh,
So
yeah,
the Pikachu car is the Pokemon car is a 240 mil. So it's an M chassis.
Oh.
Oh,
Hey, I got an M chassis on the
Oh.
way. I got an M chassis on the way.
Oh, that's why he said it wasn't comp legal, and he had to make do with the Yeah, okay.
I mean,
That's all
technically
right.
240 is comp legal.
Oh, yeah, you can come 240.
very short.
That's the smallest that you can go. No.
Oh, it's probably height because the
no.
and antenna
No,
or
it's
the
not.
No,
thing.
I don't think there's any height.
Wait, no, Lauren's
it
saying that he
link?
ran the Pika Bug on the RDX. Is it a full
I thought
size?
there was a length. I thought
Okay,
there was
whatever.
a length thing.
It's the Pikachu body's 260, but it's
Yeah,
one.
I
Okay,
mean-
so I'm sorry, I was wrong.
I think it's how tall. I think it's too tall.
I've never heard of a height.
Yeah.
I know it'd be kind of
Yeah,
weird,
no,
but
there's height restrictions on the wing.
The wings. On the
but
wings.
that's about it.
Oh, so it would be the tail.
what? Yeah, would they call the tail its wing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd fight that. No.
Yeah, I'd bring a lawyer in too.
That'd be a fight. I'd bring a lawyer in too if his rear end was high.
Okay, so this is the tiny Yusakani Onisiki
Ooh, the Onisiki.
Kodama, I think.
The Kodama 24.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is. I honestly kind of like those. They're not that
Yeah,
bad.
they're cool.
Not that
They're
bad.
not
I like
bad.
them. I like the motor positioning on them.
Yeah, if I was gonna get one, that's what I'd get because it comes pre-built and you just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just buy it and you build it. And you are able to drive.
It's like the closest thing to a GRK.
Those are good. Those are
D1.
good, dude.
That's
Keep
a
that.
D1.
Whoever it is, keep that. That's a good car.
Okay, here it comes.
What is this? What is this?
Oh, this is Judd's TDP.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I want to know how the TDP
That's
front
just
end
too
feels.
fucking expensive.
I got the
it-
full
it's
front end for mine
fucking
too.
expensive.
I need to start building mine now that I like have some time. But yeah,
Do
I
you
got
have
the full front
the?
end.
Hold up, Jake. Hey, Jake. Do you have the front end for it?
Yeah, I have everything.
Oh wow.
Oh shit.
The blue
yeah.
front end with the blue carbon.
It's not blue. I had to get black. They didn't have any blue.
The
I mean,
blue
that's so
front
cool.
end.
That's
I
so
don't
cool.
know. I've never ran that front end.
I mean, it looks kind of cool.
it
I
looks,
just-
it looks
just-
okay. It looks,
Yeah.
you know, it looks adjustable and that you can,
Yeah.
you know, change it to
It's-
whatever you want it to be. So
I'm
I,
excited. I'm like Judd's drive's really good. I like it a lot, so I'm excited to build it.
They just ran
You got a killer deal on that thing too. Oh, that's sick. I like that.
Okay,
man, that's fire. Was
Like,
that an
nice little
overdose
street
truck?
build? Nice little street build.
That looks like the OD.
no, this is not the OD.
Is
Which
that
one is
not
that?
the OD?
Which one is
that
that?
looks like the OD.
That's the
one,
MST one.
Wow.
Jeez, bro.
I like the street build. I like the
The
beat look.
OD one was definitely before its time.
Yeah, the OD one is kind of like I would call it a little bit squished. It looks good, but like it's
I don't know. I love the OD one. The OD one is like my sought after GAT. Like GR.
Honestly, the Pandora
Or
one's
whatever.
pretty gas. The one
FR.
the one that they just dropped recently is pretty good.
Damn, that one's
I
so-
mean, right now I just think we need to get away from the GR GT86.
yeah, no, we need to veer away from. people making those cars.
Whoa!
Jake.
No one said that, bro.
Jake.
Fuck a FR.
Wait,
Fuck a
whoa,
GR.
chill, bro. Chill on that. Bro.
Oh, gosh.
Whoa,
God. I gotta look away.
whoa. My GR is gas, bro. My GR is gas.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I have GR and GT. Like,
Yeah, what do we this one needs to get out there. We need to close this shit now, bro. That fool just said my GR was not gas. bro.
Yeah,
That
stream's
shit's
over.
gas.
We're done. Roastman
That's
rig
the team
section
all
is
the way.
over.
Okay, yeah, that overdose is fire.
Yeah, that's a good car. Who's car?
Good car.
this is CKHS1 in Discord.
Oh wow.
So here we go. Back to the
Is
Pika
that
car.
Tech 1?
Oh, whoa! What the hell? What the hell, Leonte?
Is that
So-
the Pokemon car? that
Hey,
you're
hey,
talking
hey,
about?
hey,
it. Yep.
hey! Someone made that
Yeah,
in real
that's
life.
what-
Someone made that shit in real
No,
life.
Yeah, you're right. It's a real car.
Yeah,
It's based off a real fucking car. I saw that shit in real life, and I'm like, hey, yo.
No, that's a real life car. Like they Pokemon did that.
Hey, if they ever made a Fiesta ST, bro, I'd make one. I ain't gonna cap. I'd make a Fiesta ST out of that bitch. That's just kind of cool, though. I ain't gonna cap.
I feel like the Fiesta would be a little bit better.
Whoa! What the hell? That shit's like fucking 160 mils off the ground.
This is Dow.
Yeah.
That's a
Leave it to
whole
Dow.
nice fucking rig right there. That's a nice rig right there, bud.
What up, Dow?
Hey Dow, when are you gonna be on the show? We need to talk.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you did.
Get up in there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's going in on that thing.
I think it's kind of gas. I ain't gonna cap.
I bet you this thing
That's what I was talking
transitions
about.
so
Whoa,
fast.
with the ESC under the motor, that's actually kind of good positioning. I ain't
That's
gonna,
what I was talking about, though.
What the fuck?
fucking SC LTS.
but that's a great
so
weight
much
positioning. Look how
configuration.
vertical the motor is, and then
Dude,
the fucking ESC right there,
I know.
and the motor above it. That's like literally perfect for weight shift. That's
The
kind of crazy.
rear upper link, Dowd, is that self clearance or did you clearance that out?
Rear upper link right there.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
it is. Yeah,
no, that's self clearance.
that's self clearance for sure.
Hey, my ball links have looked like that before.
Hey,
For
kudos
sure.
to that. Kudos to that build. That shit is sick.
I like it.
Now, right there with the fucking shell on it, yeah.
Hey, that gives a nice. That shit
It's
is
10 out of
gas,
10
bro.
right
That
there.
shit is
Good
great.
fitment. That's good fitment. Yeah.
Coming in from Merc Dirk.
Elliot.
Yep,
This
Elliot.
is insane.
What is this? What
Is that a real Cerberus in the back?
That's a Whitey too. Oh,
Is that
yeah,
a-
no, that's a no,
real.
yeah,
Is that a
yeah,
real Cerberus?
He has those
Yeah,
on his.
that's a real Cerberus in
yeah.
the back. Yeah, no,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that wheel's worth more than the car.
Elliot, throw a photo of your
No,
car.
no,
out.
no, no, no. Go to the rear the shock positioning. Go to that real quick. Zoom in on that.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Down.
he's got no springs on.
Go
So-
down.
Elliot
down.
does. Yeah,
Go
Elliot
down. He's
does
got
some weird
other
stuff.
Springs down there.
No, he has no spring. Just damper.
No, there's other springs down there. That's
It's
a-
damper.
what the f-
It's just a
Yeah,
damper.
those are just dampers.
Bro, it's no spring, just a
Oh.
damper. Bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey,
He's got a
he
sway bar
doesn't-
on it too.
He does have the T and shaft guide, which literally restricts it from binding anywhere.
Yeah.
Gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like-
That's a unique build. That's a unique build. I won't cap.
You should see
always
his other
valid.
builds.
I know,
Oh
but
well,
the-
wait. He's got
hey,
the
hey,
he's
the
got
real
his-
Cerberus on the back. It's
got the third shock up top,
Yeah.
or probably the side to side.
hey, the real Cerberus on the back makes it.
That much cooler.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
who's this guy again? Sorry.
This is one of our locals, Elliot.
This is Is this the guy that has a SC?
That's Nick.
Yeah.
Is that who I'm thinking of?
No,
That-
Nick.
Yeah,
Nick
that's
is who you're
Kamikaze,
thinking
I
of.
think, right? Is
Yeah.
it IG?
Yeah.
Okay.
The white SC. Yeah.
Damn, he goes
Elliot-
hard too.
Elliot has a
What the
GS,
fuck?
I believe.
Elliot, thank you
Come on.
for your semi-appropriate servo sticker.
Wait, hold up. Hey, real quick.
Yeah,
Can I
this
peep?
guy-
Hey, wait, hold up. Can I
This
peep
guy
the-
goes hard too.
Can I peep the
Whoever
front
this
wheels?
is goes
Can I
hard.
peep the front wheels? Real quick?
Front wheels?
Yeah, those
Yeah, the front
Koenigs?
Can I peep those?
Oh shit, I thought they were
Oh,
Koenigs.
what the fuck? Well, pretty gas. Pretty gas. I think it's pretty cool. I ain't gonna cap.
Nah, that guy goes hard.
Yeah. I like the unique builds for sure. Like the unique builds. Oh.
He's always got
Ooh.
something sick.
Ooh, a nice 400Z on the beat on the addiction. That's pretty cool. I won one off $5 at the fucking 14th year anniversary, bro, and I got rid of it. Stupid decision of me. I think
Who's
it's
he
sick.
on? Who's this guy drive for?
I don't know. I forget. It's the KHS1.
Is that Texas?
At least the track is. The track is.
It
I'm not
looks
too
like
sure.
Texas.
I think I'm
The
just-
track looks like the
100%.
track looks like Texas.
Do you think-
Oh.
Where's that?
I'm not dragging.
There you go. There's Elliot.
Looking at the back.
Whoa!
E-Town.
Hey, a hotel?
Damn, that's
A hotel?
I don't understand how he drives that in town. Like,
I would.
I don't
No, he gave these just like that. That's static.
That's high off the ground.
No, it's not.
What the fuck?
That
Bro,
is
he's
dumb.
like 4 inches off the ground.
That fool is dumb. What are you talking about? That fool is gassed up. That's a perfect daily right there. That thing is gassed up.
Bro, GS's dumped the rear.
I don't even care, bro. That thing is gas. That fool is literally fender to lip all the way around almost, besides the front, but still, dude. If I was dailying that shit, oh my god.
sorry, FPS. I am not reading the chat at all. I just posted the Discord link there, so if you want to, it's a fun little Discord that we have. a little place that we have for roast my rig. There was someone posted in roast my workbench.
I was gonna say, dude, let's get in there, dude. I love roasting people's workbenches. Oh, damn, that's nice, actually. God damn it.
No, bro.
That's
That's not
roastable, brother.
Wow.
Damn it,
You
dude.
can't post that in there. What the hell are you doing?
Hang
He's
on.
got more than
The
me.
overdose umbrella? Jesus. Who is this?
He's
guy?
got more than
Millionaire,
me.
dude.
What the fuck?
Wait,
You need to
hold
go to
up.
bed.
I'm
You need to
missing
go
it.
to bed right now. Yeah, you need to go to sleep. No, you need to go to sleep. Dude. You need to- Well, and Acuvets.
Bro.
Oh, I thought you said Acumen.
Yeah, go to sleep. Yeah, go to
Not
bed,
the
bro.
OD umbrella.
He
Go
keeps
bed.
getting better. Okay, buddy. You
Oh
need-
yeah, go to bed.
Yeah,
No,
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 Get
yeah.
out of here, dude.
We're going.
What the
We're
fuck?
shutting it
What the
down.
Zero workbenches to
What
roast.
the fuck?
Jesus.
That's the workbench I had when I was good.
When I was
Nice setup. This is
Hey, I
this is
mean,
gold.
personal preference, but I've seen people do like the plastic mats on their carpets just so that their chairs can roll a little bit easier. But I mean, that's just me. But you know, that's the only thing I'm gonna roast in this area.
Personally, I would change the light fixture.
Initially, I'd add
In the ceiling.
I'd add overdose. I'd have an overdose. Fucking.
yeah.
Where the overdose slips, dude? Like, why are they not under your desk?
Like, I have
You need overhead lights.
I got
You're
one
missing that.
Acuvant.
You don't have a black overdose.
He
board.
he needs a spot like
Come on.
to highlight each and everything on that.
Hey,
On
somebody
the
should be
tool bench.
holding your light. That's how much money you got.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
All
no, for real. Whoever sent that setup, good
Bro.
setup, bro. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So good.
Oh
Name
my
yourself.
god.
Who are
And-
you?
And
Literally
that concludes
Yeah,
roast
that-
my
I'm
workbench.
sorry,
Literally
Hector.
banger.
I'm sorry, Hector, but this might top you.
Yeah. Boy.
Banger. Banger.
Hector,
This
Hector-
was better than I ever had.
Wait, are you
I
saying
think
it's
that's very
beating the
good, bro.
casita or like
Yeah.
just his workbench?
No,
Oh,
his
yeah, bro.
workbench, just in general, everything. With the same.
Well, I
rate
can
and
I
everything.
can already tell you what that this room cannot hold more than or I guess
That's
let
it.
me rephrase that, sleep more than 5 people. So the casita's probably got this room on that, but when it comes
Yes.
to the workbench,
That's
this
got
workbench
everything.
is pretty
Yeah.
fire.
He's got it.
Yeah.
He's got it. Yeah.
Hey, that
That's
whole
that's what-
room is dedicated to that.
I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, now we need like someone's got to top this because I don't know how. That's insane.
Hey, bro, I feel like I could adopt
Oh,
this.
good.
My whole room was dedicated to this shit.
Is it that clean?
At the time, I didn't have a
Yeah.
fucking toolbox. A toolbox like
Didn't get the
sets it up.
husky
with
toolbox.
All right. What's in the toolbox? Is that empty or is that
The
full of
toolbox?
overdose stuff,
Hey,
dude?
no, the
Start
toolbox
popping
is
some
full.
doors, dude. Start
The
popping some
toolbox is
doors.
full from Hector. For sure.
Hector's.
I
Hector's
can
full
bet you
of
there's some
good stuff.
unopened OD parts in that bin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for sure. From Hector? Yeah, no, they're unopened.
Well, this is fun, you guys.
I don't know if I'm getting my casita sticker now, but
Oh.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Hector's over there lighting my Goonie sticker on fire. He's like, no.
Yeah, no, I need to wait. I need to wait
Is it
until I
these
have a
guys?
Yeah, I'll pick you up at the airport. I'll be there. Trust me, I'll be there. Just wait. Just
I'll
wait.
pull up right now. I'll pull up.
Yeah.
I gotta have a snap-on toolbox before I fucking put Hector's sticker on there.
Yeah, bro, I ain't gonna fucking cap myself off on a goddamn snap-on toolbox. What the fuck?
Random. I'll throw these up here. So these are
Yup.
the new Yokomo
Yup.
knuckles.
Yup.
Yup.
Yup. See, you know what about those? Okay, you know what? I like them, but I really wish they made them KPI. Honestly, adjustment. I really wish they did because regardless of all the positionings that they have on them, you're only really gonna use one. So it's like you really can't change much out of them. But like they're cool. They're cool as fuck. I like the color match.
They paid a lot of attention to detail too because of this. Like,
100%.
this notch right here will give you so much more clearance. Like just from
100%. They will, especially if you have like a 90-degree ball cup. Like you're chilling.
that. Hmm.
Like I mean, even at like a lower degrees, like balling, like you'll still be able to
Oh,
clear.
you guys, he pulled open the drawers.
Yeah,
God.
dude. Here we go. This guy
I
gets
pull open my
Oh
drawers.
God, yo, hit me up.
dude.
Anything
When
red
I
in there?
pull open my
Crystal?
drawers.
One row is
Fuck.
like more than my whole desk, dude, and my TDP.
Bro.
Jeez.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
look, he's just got HRC
Oh
stuff.
my
Chilling.
god.
Chilling.
Bro.
He just Yeah, no.
This
No,
dude's got his
no.
401k in
No.
one drawer, dude.
Yeah,
Sorry, you
no,
live in
yeah,
America
he's got
too,
my-
right? You know this is expensive.
I'm sorry, but I got like $8,000 in wills. It's
Oh my
stupid.
Hey, tell that fool he's canceled.
Nah, I got more wills than him.
Yo.
It's over.
But do you have the
gonna
tool
buy
chest?
I love. So I think
I
it's
can
the.
fill
Oh
up
my
a
gosh.
whole
Oh my
picture.
god.
Oh my.
I like the last.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the last picture where
Oh.
he's got all the bundles of all the tags from everything he's purchased.
Yep, right there. Yep.
We're done.
I don't save the bundles from whatever I purchase, but
My
I
gum,
do.
I do. I got a stack from my gum.
We're about to.
I
save.
saved all of the staples from my gum build too.
Hey, his fucking Futaba cards are more than my old chassis.
I love how there's just like a random
Couple
like
cards
brushed
of-
motor ESC in here.
1080.
Hey, tell him he's canceled.
Oh, that's a lot, you guys.
I don't know.
Like
Tell him
I don't keep boxes anymore for a reason.
I don't keep boxes either for the specific
Oh.
reason that I don't want to know how much I spent.
No, I keep all my boxes and shit for sure.
I did for a short period, then it's like they're gone.
They're gone.
No,
Yeah,
I keep my
you gotta
boxes.
throw
I
them
don't
out.
keep the tags.
My
I keep
my
the
toolbox is full of tools, not RC stuff.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
this new fad is kind of crazy.
Nah, tools need to go in the toolbox.
Yeah.
And that's only.
All right, you guys. Ah,
Someone's
dang
going-
it! Stop it.
Oh.
No, okay. That was DJ just posting. I was like,
Um,
he's gonna post another picture. Dang.
Nah, that's just me.
All right, you guys.
Bro needs to go to bed.
Yeah, bro, I need to go to bed. I gotta go. I have a car appointment tomorrow morning.
No,
So,
we don't care. Hey, no, hold up. We don't care about our 1-to-1. What are you talking about?
I do. I have to get up to Portland on Saturday.
No, I'm kidding.
My
I'm
1-to-1
kidding.
is
I'm
the
kidding. I
most-
that's what I do. I gotta go to work tomorrow. I gotta go to work at 6:00 in the morning.
I
Yeah.
know. Everybody tune in on Saturday, man. It's gonna be a good stream.
Hey, we gotta do this again.
Yeah, we gotta do it again.
Yeah,
Definitely,
for sure, man. We'll do
So,
it. All right. So you guys hang out just for a little bit, and I'm gonna end the stream. Thanks for tuning in, every guys.
Hey, man, thank you.
No, we're just gonna end it now, even if there's 12 minutes till 10.
Is this where I like flash my dick?
No, but if you do have any extra shout outs, go ahead and throw those out now.
Thank you, bro. You saw our bros that fucking tuned in.
Yeah, thank you for everybody that tuned in. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah, man.
One more quick shout out to
Yeah.
NMRC and all the homies part of Stylovrall. Shout out to Adam, shout out to Logan, shout out to Kevin, and shout out to all the people, DJ and Jake and all them for hopping on. I appreciate you guys
thanks,
giving me
guys.
the opportunity to speak what I know and what what I've my journey. I appreciate that. I know a lot of people like to hear what we have to say, and that's the main key is to hear everybody else's journey. So I appreciate you guys giving us the opportunity to speak our journey. That's the only thing I appreciate out of all of this, and appreciate you guys for giving us the opportunity. Yeah. So
Yeah, man.
thank you guys. I really do appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Jake. Thank you,
Oh,
Adam.
yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Adam. Thank you, DJ.
Yeah, you guys really,
Oh, yeah.
made this. I had a lot of people tune in on this, honestly. Like from people that probably haven't tuned into this much. I had a lot of people that were like, "Oh shit, you guys are actually on this," and I'm like,
It's like, yeah.
"Yeah, I am."
Yeah. Anybody can be on if you want to be
Literally
on.
anyone.
hit up Adam.
Yeah, speaking of that,
Anybody. Hey, anybody want to fucking,
Oh.
inquire about being on this? You do it.
yeah, just hit us up because it's all about the story, right?
Hit 'em up.
Yep.
Hit 'em
Um,
up.
We like to hear
That's all that matters.
And the
We need to
biggest-
hear your story.
the biggest thing that I got out of this too was like, another huge thing I got out of this was like, I'm gonna start like tuning into this so I can hear everybody else's story, because I just I can't just stick on like my story specifically. I want to hear everybody else's story and like see what everybody else is going on in like throughout other states, so I can kind of get like a little knowledge throughout that as well. I think we all learned something from this, so
Hey.
that's like a huge thing too, because I feel sometimes that like I'm stuck in my own like journey to the point
Yeah,
where like I
you're
feel like I think I need to like venture out into like hear everybody else's stories so that I can get kind of like a piece of knowledge. So I really appreciate you guys doing this. It like makes the scene heard. in a sense.
It-
So
Our world is so big and yet so small at the same time.
Yeah,
Like going to
exactly.
SDC really shows you how small it is. Going to
Yeah,
SDC
really
makes it
shows you how
huge too.
big it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It really shows you how big it is and how small it is.
Yeah,
Like, you can
for
put
sure.
in perspective that like 100 people drive for the same thing that I want to do, but also that's only 100 people around the world.
more like
Yeah.
it's 100 people that are crazy enough to spend that much money
Just
on
in
this
that
little
much money.
thing that goes around the track.
Yeah.
Hey,
Exactly.
hey, hold up, hey,
bro.
before-
That's crazy.
before we get off this shit, what the motherfuckers about the Labubus? Like,
Oh,
come on, bro, the
Ask
Labubu?
Sean
Hey.
Lewis Media.
Hey yo. Like I'll spend a couple grand on a fucking RC car, but motherfucking Labubus? Like, come on, man.
But hey, did you see the One Piece Labubu collab?
yeah,
Yeah,
It's
bro,
pretty
those-
fire.
Yeah, no, that shit fire.
Yo, hey,
I Loki would have a
bro,
show.
I'll put a Labubu in my car, bro. Come
I'll
on.
put a little
Don't fuck with me. I'll put a Labubu in my car.
Yeah. So between what Sean Lewis Media and Joey, like there's a good handful of those already.
Yeah, I mean, facts, bro. But hey,
It's
hey,
already
Okay.
like-
Hey, but,
So-
long story short, Adam, I appreciate you doing this. You are making this community a lot, like heard.
Yeah.
You're making it this
Oh, for
heard.
real.
You're making this heard for sure. So I appreciate you doing this. I appreciate you, Jake, hopping on super late, and I appreciate
Yeah,
you, DJ,
Thank you.
for
DJ.
always coming in. I've seen the videos that I mean, I haven't seen every single one, but every one I've seen DJ on this. So I appreciate you guys. Even if you guys aren't even really talking like that much, like I really appreciate you just hearing us out. Hearing us out is like the biggest thing. So I
Hearing what our
appreciate
story
you
is.
guys doing this for us because like not a lot of people like have the time of day to like want to hear this shit because like no one wants to hear RC shit that much, bro. Like no one gives a fuck, but like you guys do give a shit, and the people that do tune into this really do give a fuck, and it's very niche. So I appreciate it, man. I really do appreciate what you guys do for the community. It's huge. It's really fucking huge.
Yeah. Thanks,
Yep.
guys. All right. Seriously,
go.
because Genki's like on it later.
Yeah, it's about to be 10 o'clock here shortly.